afternoon and a very warm welcome to Coventry for the opening day of the 2023 IPA World Professional Blackball Championships. Over the next 6 days we're going to be bringing you the best players in the world who are all going to be competing for the prestige of becoming the 2023 World Champion. I'm Kevin Barton. I'm delighted to be joined by the tiny assassin, our resident expert. It's Mark Pickworth. Mark, absolutely great to be back at this event this year. Yeah,
it really is, and you know, this hotel Coventry in itself, it's, you know, we've used this hotel throughout many years, and it's a fantastic hotel, and what a great hotel to hold a fantastic this event.
And the World Championship started in 2014, and it's now grown into this huge event, the biggest event on the pool calendar.
Does that mean we're getting a little bit older then? 2014 seems like an absolute lifetime ago, but wow, I can't believe how many world champions we've had in the past. But yeah, this one's probably going to be as good as any of them.
And for those of you that are new to Blackball and to this type of pool, it's great to have you here on 4Sport, and great to be on Channel 4 for the whole 6 days.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't remember the last time we did 6 days for the World Championships, so no doubt we're going to be working very hard. But yeah, it's going to be it's going to be a good opportunity for some of these players that have to battle it out in the qualifying rounds, which obviously we'll talk about later. But yeah, it's going to be, you know, throughout this week, it's going to be a really testing.
Does that mean we're on overtime if we're doing all 6 days?
Well, I've already put my overtime sheet in. Have you not seen it yet?
Yeah, 6 days of great action. And the main final, the men's and ladies final, all culminates on the Saturday night, and that's what everyone is really geared up for.
Yeah, that's what everybody aims to be in. Obviously, even if you're not in it, there's a lot of people that will congregate round, and it's going to be one truly fantastic event at the end. I mean, over the past years, the amount of people that's not just watched it online, they've actually, you know, crowded round, and there's a real fantastic atmosphere, and one that you want to be part of.
And during the week we've got 6 events. You just want to tell the audience about those
events? Yeah, so you just mentioned the men's and the ladies. We've also got the doubles, we've got the mixed doubles, we've got the seniors and masters events. So there is plenty of world champions that's going to happen come Sunday.
Yeah, and behind this arena there's another 19 tables in action that are going to be pretty busy all week.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to keep on top of all of them to see how the results go. I mean, we'll tell you a little bit more about that, about how you can, you know, keep track of your favourite players or whoever you're following, etc. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of action behind here, and when it gets to about Thursday, there's going to be a hell of a lot of playing going off.
Yeah, the temperature really starts to crank up when the seeds come into the event, but as you say, we'll talk about that shortly. If you're new to Blackball, Mark, just tell people at home about Blackball, the rules, and just why they're so exciting and great to watch.
Yeah, I mean, Blackball came into transition for us in 2015. Was it 2014, 15? I can't remember when, but it was very early on. We took that big step. It was a big gamble for us, but wow, what a gamble that has actually paid off. These rules, they're so fast, dynamic, brilliant to watch, simple to understand, and anybody that understands the English 8-ball game, the reds and the yellows, these rules are definitely the ones to be played, and one of the most that's played throughout the UK and throughout the world.
Absolutely. I mean, Blackball is a truly global sport, like you've mentioned there, Mark. And one shot in particular in Blackball that makes it so attacking is the skill shot. Just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a couple of ways of playing a skill shot. You can pot so say if the yellow's overhanging the pocket and you're on your reds, you can hit your red onto the yellow, pot the yellow, and have the red follow it in, or you can pot another yellow into another corner. There's so many dynamics to it, and it just makes it more fast and attacking.
Yeah, so those days of covering bags, you know, that when we all started playing back in the 80s,
yeah,
you know, those days are long gone.
Yeah, even rolling up to a ball, you know, every time an object ball is touched, you know, there's got to be a ball hit the cushion, so it just stops up all that rolling up and slow play, as its pulls obviously got that you know, in the past, isn't it?
Yeah, there's certainly not going to be much slow play this week, particularly in this arena. And the formats for the World Championships, it's a format that we only play at the World Championships, the sets.
Yeah, very unique. This set format, I mean, you can lose the first 2 sets 4-0, 4-0, and all of a sudden you're still in the match. Yes, you're 8-0 down, but this is what makes this set format exciting, because you can go on to win the next set 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, and you go through to the next round. It's fantastic, and I know it has a bit of an extra nerve to it, because some of these players have really got to, you know, play to a very high level and really compete against the pressures that's out there.
Yeah, so you can be 3-0 up in a set and you're still not safe.
No, and especially with this Blackball rule set and the way that this game just changes around, and yeah, there's going to be some dramatic endings to some of these matches. It's going to be on this stream table at some point.
Yeah, it is a pretty brutal format as well. I mean, great for spectators, but as a player playing in this cauldron, you know, you can be feeling pretty comfortable at 3-0 up in a set, and maybe a couple of sets up, but you're still not guaranteed to win.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's that. You know, we've probably been it in ourselves, and some of the players. You know, that them seats are very lonely places to be, especially when all you're doing is watching your opponent just pop up, clear up, and the next minute you're just seeing these frames just tick up against you, and that can create a lot of pressure. You know, the bags get smaller, but the balls get bigger, and all of that, and the clock gets faster, and everything is going against you. And no doubt there's going to be some players in them lonely seat positions, definitely.
It certainly is, and the break off. It's probably the biggest shot of any frame. Why is it so important?
Oh, it's really, really important just to try and get control of the game. I mean, you'll see very different players of the way that they break differently. Some will hit the head ball, some will hit the cut break, some will hit it with a bit less power, full power. There's going to be so many different dynamics to it, but that's what makes the break very exciting. Yes, there is a little bit of luck element. No one's ever found that great position to be in to pot a ball every time, because it doesn't happen. If the balls are racked up correctly, and you know, we've got all the lines to make sure that is going to be happening, so it's going to be very difficult for and yeah, there is a little bit of luck to it, but it makes it more exciting. You've got to get a big break in.
So that's the rules, that's the formats. So let's move on to the players. So before we talk a little bit in depth about the players, the key players, the people who are likely to be lifting the silverware at the end of the week, let's just have a bit of an introduction to some of the professionals.
Brilliant. Scott Anderson, Griffiths.
Yeah. Who am I talking to? You?
Who's the most vain pro?
Vain?
Yeah.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Oh, yes you do.
Simon likes to look after himself, doesn't he?
Simon
So
Ward.
we'll go with Simon.
Yeah.
Simon Ward.
Simon Ward.
I'd probably go maybe Luke Sanjis. Clint. Right away, there you go. Sorry, Clint.
Clint? Clint, I think.
Clint.
Most vain. I'm up there. I wouldn't say I'm the most vain, but I'm up there.
No, I'm going to change my answer. Curtis Lee is the most vain pro.
Who do you hate playing?
Who do I hate playing? I don't really hate playing anyone, but Marshy beats me a lot lately. He beat me a lot of times. It's annoying, so I'd probably go him at the minute.
Curtis Lee.
Why?
So slow.
Dunster without a shot clock.
Liam Dunster.
Why?
He slows me down, gets in my head.
I don't hate playing anyone. Yeah. Nice to play anybody. Yeah.
Oh, you're so nice.
Yeah.
I think Ben Davis, just that I've never even ever beaten him.
Andy Crowsdale, because he beat me 7-0.
Who do I hate playing? Hibbert. 'Cause he never misses a ball against me and he does my head in. That's why, and that's the only reason.
Who would you least like to be locked in a room with for 24 hours?
Gav Robinson.
There's so many. Farnsworth, you don't shut up.
I'd say Gav just because he talks your head off, doesn't he? So you'd have a right headache after that finished.
Who's the luckiest pro?
Simon Ward.
They'd say me, yeah, it's probably me.
Oh, Simon, without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt.
You got a list of players? I can tell you a few.
With the professionals, and we'll be showing some more of those Meet the Pros during the week. I'm not sure if you were on that one, Mark, but
I'm on all of them, I think, unfortunately, for obviously the viewers, etc. But yeah, there was great fun. It shows a different side to it. You know, it's not all serious. Yes, it's serious on this table, etc. But we do some really funny things on the outside.
So we've seen some of the players there. So just tell us who are going to be the really key contenders come Saturday night.
Well, the key contenders, you've got to first of all look at the professional setup and the top four seeds, the Mark Farnsworth, the Ross Fernies, the Clint Iansons, the Gareth Ibbotts. They're the top four for this World Championships, and really there's two world champions in that, and you've really got to look at them, you know, first off.
So Mark Farnsworth, pro number one, since we've come back from COVID, he has been the dominant force. You know, I've lost track of the number of titles that he's won. Surely he's going to be one of the big favourites for the title.
Yeah, I mean, when he won the World Championship back in 2019, seems like many moons ago, etc. But he went on a very quiet spell, and probably for about 2 years. Yeah, we've had COVID interruption, etc. But the way that he's come back this season, he has been the most consistent player without a doubt, and deserves to be the #1 seed for this event.
And generally, the seedings don't lie. And you know, Ross Fernie, we've got this young group coming through, the Ross Fernies, the Corey Rees. Is it time for them to shine?
Well, I mean, it's going to be obviously a big step. I mean, this world stage, to try and pick up that title at the end, it's going to take some real you know, effort to actually do that. Has Ross got it? Yeah, he's got it in the bag. He's picked up plenty of titles over the past couple of seasons, and he's come from nowhere. He's a #2 seed. He's flown up from the rankings. I think he jumped from number 12 to 2 very quickly. Is that, you know, a big step? But when he turns up, he's one of the most best dynamic players and most natural gifted talents that you'll ever see. But when you look, these are very long matches. You know, we allow like 3 hours for these matches. So, and there's going to be some like colossal matches where it's going to take a long while to see who's going to be the victor at the outcome.
Another player who's slightly lower down in the rankings than how good he is, and that is Mark Boyle. Obviously, he missed a few events for personal circumstances, but he's back.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, he won an event last season, so there's no reason why he can't go on it. This is one that he really, really wants, and no doubt he's been putting plenty of hours in, and days, weeks, months, whatever it is, he'll be working towards this, as does every other player. This is the one they want to win, and it just starts off the season in great stead. But yeah, Mr. Magic, it'll be really nice to see him, but there's going to be plenty of other players knocking on the door to make sure that he doesn't win it. There's so many players that can win this title here this weekend.
And two of those players, you know, we've talked during the IPA Tour season about those players who are just knocking on the door. They're getting closer and closer and closer. The likes of Dean Shields and Gav Robinson. What do you think their chances are this week?
Yeah, Dean Shields, Gav Robinson's, Dan Davis, Robert Stevens had a great season. Tom Barley, Rob Donkin. You know, they've all got qualities, and it's just about how now they can take their next step. They've got to break well. That's the first step. It's really important that you come on this table and you break well. You know, every player says, and even like some of the spectators say, that this table breaks so much differently to the ones on the outside. Yeah, it sometimes plays a bit tighter, etc. You know, whether that's because of the camera lights, you know, it just seems to be a bit of a myth possibly, but you have to come in this arena, walk through there, and you have to play the best stuff, and you have to break superbly. That's the only way that they're going to have to be winning against these top 4 seeds.
So we've talked about the top professionals, as you just said there, Mark. Now, because it's an open, it's open to anyone, this event, to enter. There's a lot of strength in depth in the amateur ranks. Could we see an amateur come through and lift the title? Hey,
this season, you know, we've got down to the last 16s, the quarterfinals, and half of them places have been covered by amateurs, and that's the reason. The strength in depth is here at the IPA, and there's some brilliant players. You know, we're going to see some amateur players take professional status in the coming months, in the end of March when we kick off at Newcastle. You know, we've got Adam Griffiths here, we've got David Casey here, we've got Andrew Whitfield. They're all here at the World Championship. They've all accepted pro status, and who knows, one of them could be here at the end, possibly with a chance to lift the trophy. But there's also these 2 players here that's going to be on the stream table in this next match coming up. Stephen Ellis, Jamie Burnett. They've played at a very high level. They've played some really big quality matches. Don't be surprised if they're at the latter end.
And just a word about the #1 ranked amateur at the end of last season, Liam Roberts, who was turned pro, Ed Sheeran lookalike. Great player, he's got it all.
Well, young player, I think he's in the under-23 squad, captain for the A under-23s that comes up in Bridlington, etc. later on in the year. He's an exceptional talent. Yes, he didn't get that #1 spot to the very last tour event, but he deserved it. And anybody that wants to just watch what Liam Roberts is about, that last event that we had in the Isle of Man, he played some terrific stuff, and it was a brilliant performance.
Yeah, he's certainly one to watch out for today.
Absolutely.
And this week and this season. We mentioned earlier that Blackball is a truly global sport, and we're delighted to have a team here from the USA, including Hall of Famers Mike Massey and Tom Rossman.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tennessee Tarzan, as Mike Massey is actually called. And then we've got Dr. Q, who's Tom Rossman. I mean, like you say, like Hall of Famers. I mean, that's a mighty, mighty big thing on your CV. I mean, any of the pool players that come here to play, if you had that on your CV, it'd be some achievement. It really would. Can't wait to see them play. Obviously, they're obviously still trying to adapt to the English 8-ball game. Obviously, the 8-ball's massive in America. Obviously, on a different size table, different balls, etc. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how their skills line up against some of these English and Scottish, Welsh, and even other counterparts.
Yeah. And Blackball is really starting to take off in America, led by Mike and Tom and Steve Lillis, of course. So I can't wait to see how that develops over the coming months and years. So we've talked a lot about the Open. There's obviously the ladies event as well, which is going to be highly competitive. But again, before we talk about the ladies and the contenders, let's meet the ladies.
That is a good one.
How many lynches do you get when you answer these questions?
Oh, she's going to kill me for that.
Who is your sporting hero?
Steffi Graf.
Jessica Ennis-Hill. Her accomplishments, what she's been through, the fact that she is so driven, so determined to get to her end goal.
Oh, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Because?
Because I love him. I think he's brilliant.
What was your last Google search?
It sounds worse than it is. Bunny Fiddler.
Do you have a pre-game ritual?
I always put my right shoe on before my left.
No. I mean, I guess I go for a lot of fags, but you know.
Yeah, don't think about pool.
Sounds disgusting. But if I win, I'll use the same socks.
No, I'll probably just try and turn up on time. Would be a bonus.
What's your biggest strength?
White ball control. When I'm on fire, I can, pick it out pretty good.
What is your greatest victory?
Back-to-back IPA World Championships.
I've had more runners-up than victories, so probably it's got to be a team one, I think. You know, winning with the teams at Yarmouth, County Finals, winning with England ladies.
I would say probably getting to the quarterfinals of an IPA tour. I've done it 3 times now, but I'm getting there.
Probably team-wise would be being England A World Champions, current World Champions.
Who is your pool playing inspiration?
Deb Birchall, Vicky Lomax, all those the great guys on the tour, and seeing what they're doing for the game and how encouraging they are of new people joining as well. Everyone's just been really welcoming and everybody wants you to do well, so everyone's there with a little bit of advice that you're going to take into your next game. So all the women.
Amy Beauchamp.
Gryffindor. Griff.
Men's game, I guess I'd have to say the Cretin Dean Shields. Women's game would be Emma Cunningham.
Who is the most entertaining player?
Vicky Lomax again. She wins that crown. She's just a walking disaster. She's so funny. Oh, she's going to kill me for that.
Griff. She can pull out some shots out of nowhere, but she still looks so grumpy.
I quite like watching Danielle Randall because I think it's interesting to see her thought pattern as she works her way around the table.
Kim Beresford. So many laughs through her stupidity. I mean, there's only Kim can think that the max time clock is how many balls people have potted. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Who is your bogey player?
B. Porter. Always 4-1 up, and then I mess it up.
Vicky Lomax. Always play terrible against Vicky Lomax.
Who is the worst dressed ladies player?
Probably me, to be fair.
I don't want to offend anybody. Let's go for Hayley Weston because of her socks and sliders.
It's got to be me. Socks and sliders.
Do you have any advice for aspiring lady players?
Practice, and more practice, and believe in yourself.
Jump in at the deep end. You know, have the confidence to learn from others.
Stay off the booze.
Just learn the basic. Learn to pot first, and then the rest will come.
Throw yourself into it. Don't overthink it too much. Like, you're going to learn and develop so much by playing in this sort of event.
Just enjoy it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. You know, come to the events and just enjoy it. Just embrace it.
Yeah, don't play it. It's a rubbish game.
Meet the Ladies, some great fun there with the ladies, and Mark, who unfortunately Harriet is not going to be able to defend her title this year, but the strength in depth in the ladies is relentless. Who are going to be the key contenders this year, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'll explain there's no seedings for the ladies. There will be for next year, because this year we're just starting our elite ladies group up, and there's going to be some really fantastic players in that. Deb Birchall, she's going to be one of them elite players for this coming season. She got to the final last year, just losing out to Harriet, and she's definitely got to be one of the favourites to pick up this title. I mean, we have got a former world champion also here, Amy Beauchamp. You know, she's a really quality player. But you look at some of the other elite players like Rachel Tucker, Rihanna Graham, Beck Sweeney. You know, all of them could have a say, you know, come Saturday night.
Yeah, Daniel Rendell, of course.
Daniel Rendell, Vicky Lomax, they're all in there. And, you know, apologies for missing any other names. There's some really quality ladies players. What we've seen over the past 2-3 years is how this ladies' game has grown. And basically, these ladies have grown up together, and they're basically growing each other. And some fantastic players out there, and no doubt that's going to continue. And there's still more and more of these ladies' players coming through.
You mentioned Deb Birchall. She's obviously a 2-time world champion. Do you think her experience and having won the title will just make her a slight favourite above everybody else?
Oh God, well, that's a tough one. I mean, I don't think she'd like to be the favourite. She'd always like to be. I mean, we all do, don't we? We all like to be an outsider, etc. But that's some pressure on her. It really is, and no doubt that'll be an added pressure to Debbie. If she is going to be the outright favourite. I think the ladies' game is so strong, and the strength in depth on that ladies' game is brilliant. And I don't know, there's a few out there. Amy, can you look past Amy Beauchamp? You know, she's been here, she's picked up the world title before. It's a tough one to call. It really is.
Well, we'll be seeing the ladies later on in the week. But right now, coming up in this arena, we're going to have our first match. So let's just talk a little bit about the arena. You know, what it feels like as a player to come into it, possibly for the first time, with the shot clock pressure, with the expectations, with the cameras. Tell us what the players are going to be thinking.
Well, you're basically in the lion's den here. If you're not prepared for it, I don't know how you prepare for it. I can't give any advice to anybody. It's just experience. It's just about how you can deal with that pressure, you know, because there's a lot of things going through your mind. You're thinking about all your family, your friends that's watching, all the viewers that you don't know who's watching, etc. And all that's going through your mind. And obviously, the thing you want is to get the best possible start. But the pressure, as you said, Kevin, the camera lights, the shot clock, the referee, it's all added pressures. And when you're sat in that chair against your player, you're just hoping for a chance to prove yourself and just try and get a nice easy finish, settle you down, and then you just off you go. Because, you know, this match could take 3 hours. It really could. I mean, I don't think it will, because these two players are very fast and dynamic players.
And it can almost make or break you, this atmosphere in this arena, can't it? You can either step up and thrive on it, or, you know, you can really struggle.
Yeah, and we've seen that last year, and some players have come out absolutely demoralised, and no doubt that's going to continue. You have good days, bad days. That's what happens at the as it happens in the pool world. It really does. Sometimes, you know, people talk about the pool gods, and no doubt they'll be all hoping that they're in their corner at this point.
Yeah, I think we're all hoping for a little bit of that this week. So looking at the table and the balls, you know, so we play on Strachan 861, and the blue we obviously rebranded and moved away from the traditional green a few years ago.
Yeah, we did, and we did that more for TV purposes, etc., just to try and, you know, have our own identity. I think it was a great move. Everyone seemed to have followed suit, trying to be a bit different towards the green. You know, you didn't want to be talked of a cheap version of a snooker, etc. Yeah. And you know, the quality of everything now, the tables, the cloth, the balls, you know, even the cues. There's so many different kinds of tips, chalks, everything. There's so much more different equipment now, and that's why the reason this game is growing and growing and growing.
Yeah, and just a word about the table. The work of Alan Yates, 8-Ball director, who we know very well, and he's spent hours wrapping this table in this like chameleon blue and purple wrap. I mean, it looks absolutely superb.
You say hours, Kevin. He's been here days. You know, he got here on Saturday night, and he's only just finished probably about 20 odd minutes ago, and he's done a fantastic job doing all the outer tables, reclothed them, all recushioned them. And then this one is in absolutely pristine condition, I mean, I'm not sure we should let any players on it for the first coming match, but we're going to have to let Stephen and Jamie on it to obviously see their skills. But the balls, the Aramith balls, and even Alan, you know, he's got this new smart rack, and that's going to be it's a fantastic new initiative for us here at the IPA. We're the first ones to launch it, and well, I'm sure Alan's incredibly proud of a great product, and it's took him 2-3 years to get that out, and you know, he's waited until it's completely right, and here it is today.
Yeah, a two-sided triangle.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we've got all the equipment, talked about the arena, and you know, we've got two great matches coming up. Another theme that will run throughout this week, some more fun stuff that we've been doing with the players. It's called Q-less. It's not Mastermind, it's not University Challenge, but it has been compared to some of those eggheads, you know. And so let's see what Ben Davis and Simon Ward had to ask each other.
Who would win in a fight between us?
I think if it's more than 8 rounds, I think I've got you. But I think if you catch me early doors, I'm gone.
I agree with that.
If you were forced to go on one reality TV show, which one would you choose?
Probably the jungle, so I can shed some timber. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done when drunk?
Oh, dear me.
Oh, I can remember a few.
Yeah. I'm not sure of any of them for camera, though. Can I say that I was so drunk I can't remember?
I can remember you waking up in the lift once.
What's the worst fancy dress costume you've ever worn?
Oh, I don't do fancy dress. You're the boy for that.
What is yours out of interest, though?
Fancy, the worst one? They've all been amazing.
You dress up like the Hulk once or something.
Did Ultimate Warrior twice. Thunderlips from Rocky 3. Michael Phelps.
You need to get a grip of yourself, Pat.
Yeah, love fancy dress.
Tell me a joke. Keep it clean.
How do you get Pikachu on a bus?
I know that one.
Pokemon.
Like a kid's pal, I know that one. Oh, this is a belter.
Is it really?
I think I know the answer, surely.
Okay.
What was your most painful defeat?
Oh, you want me to say the world final, do you? It generally wasn't, though, to be fair. I suppose it's got to be, really. I don't get that sort of caught up about it, really.
It's just the one frame, isn't it? It's just that's the most thing about it, yeah.
I generally take losing quite well.
It would have hurt, to be honest, if I was on the other side.
It's got to be that one, I suppose, yeah. Cheers, yeah. Nice. Okay, moving on.
Just admit it, yeah.
Moving on. What's the weirdest, apart from Marshy, what's the weirdest thing you bring on tour with you?
Oh, I actually bring the leg strap for my knee because when we were in Ireland, my knee went and Marsh had to push me onto the plane to get home in a wheelchair. You imagine Marsh pushing me in a wheelchair. Yeah, special entries and all that kind of stuff. So now I actually bring the leg brace in case my knee goes when I'm away. That's a bit weird, I guess. Can you do an impression of me?
Yeah, probably.
You're already doing it, you sat down.
Have I ever wound you up? If yes, when, where, and how? It's a question for you. It's 4 questions there.
Absolutely, yeah, you bound to have. The one, obviously, where you put the coffee in my shower, that really wrecked me back in the day. I've gone to go in the... I've gone to go in the... I turned the shower on and he put coffee in the head and it just all came out brown everywhere. So that was the one.
Was that like Shetland or something?
But there's bound to be other times.
Yeah.
Nailed on.
I can't remember that.
You're the most luckiest person ever on the table as well. That does me napping. It's been a while, this one. What was your greatest victory over me?
I was thinking about this earlier because we haven't actually played, apart from like the world final, we haven't played in loads of finals, have we?
Back in the day, you used to beat me all the time. And then it went through a patch where I was winning a little bit, and then it flipped back, and then I think we haven't played much though in the last few years.
No.
And we played in that King of the Hill, didn't we? And obviously the world final.
Yeah.
I don't think we played apart from that.
No. And like like loads of times we have, apart from that final, we've like, and like obviously back when we were kids, like we haven't played in any big finals.
No,
we were playing like
it's
big
always
events,
like
but,
middle of the way or early doors or something.
Yeah.
And
I think I've been so many times I can't really remember, to be honest.
The last few have all gone to deciders.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, that was 24-11 up, I think, wasn't it? On the one of them, and you got back to 24
Something
all.
like that, yeah.
That would have been a disaster if you beat me there.
Cheers. If Hollywood made a movie of your life, who would play you?
Probably someone from that Hangover movie. We're up and down, a bit of a mad one.
Well, the Alan. Is it Alan?
He's a bit of a
div,
div,
yeah.
What's the other guy? He's a bit smoother, isn't he?
He can play you, mind.
Yeah, it's fine. Better be Mr. Chowder.
Oh, it's a joke, Phil. What's red and smells like blue paint?
What's red and smells like blue paint?
It's red paint, isn't it?
Someone's got to do it. Some question. Who's the better player, me or you?
You, go on, you can have it.
Let's just move on.
You can have it.
We're both 50-50, pal, I'll give you that one.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Absolutely hilarious from those two Welsh guys, and we've got plenty more of those this week. Some even funnier than that one. So, so watch out for them. I think even me and you are on one of them. But
we'll warn you that before me and you come on again, anyway.
I'll come with a warning. So we're almost ready to start the action. Just a word about our men in charge of this week, our referees. They're going to have a very, very busy 6 days.
Yeah, they are, but they're all prepared for it. They've done it all before, and they're all in very high spirits. Scott McMillan, he's our senior referee. He's going to be taking control of this first match. You know, we've got Darren Maidman, we've got Brian Moss, we've got Rick Lloyd. We've even one that isn't here, Ben Taylor Ferrante, but you know, he's on other events, etc. But we've got a full squad here of referees maintaining the tables, obviously the discipline of the event and that, and they do a fantastic job, and no doubt we'll be singing their praises come Sunday.
Absolutely. What a great job they do. I just echo that as well. So this week, what's it going to look like? Well, our planned session times are 1 while 5 and 6 while 10 every day this week. Saturday and Sunday it will be a little bit different, but we'll keep you updated on those timings. We're just about ready. The players are in the seats. The camera team are all ready. Mark, are you ready?
I certainly am. There's no doubt for it.
Mark's ready, so without further ado, let's get over to the commentary box and Dan Fairway.
Thank you, Kev. The 2023 IPA Professional World Championships here in the historic city of Coventry, and this is the first round. We have ex-snooker professional Scotsman there, Jamie Burnett, facing up against Wales's Stephen Ellis. This should be a fascinating encounter between these two. I think people who don't know the players that well, I think Jamie would probably go down as a favourite just because of his experience in the snooker world. Let me tell you, I watched both of these players on the practice table about half an hour ago, knocking some balls in, and they can both cue a ball. Stephen Ellis particularly was slamming them in with some confidence in the outer arena. Scott McMillan there, your referee for this match. This format is a best of 5 sets, and each set is a race to 4. So potential of plenty of pool to come your way on this Tuesday afternoon. A minimum of 12 frames, but a maximum of 35. So working out the timings for these matches can be interesting, to say the least. A bird's eye view there of our referee, making sure that the rack is perfect. All the balls touching to ensure the best possible split for the players. Scott McMillan, a master of that. And a master has joined me in the commentary box.
Wow, what an introduction that one is. I'm not sure about master, but...
Mark Pickworth has sidled his way into our little box here, and we'll watch Jamie Burnett take the first break.
Wasn't the best contact with that break, but I mean, the dry break's probably not what you want on the first break.
No, it doesn't necessarily bode well, and it's a good split as well. I feel like Jamie was a bit tentative with that one.
Yeah. I think he's got more in the tank. I think we'll probably see him rev up a little bit more as this match, just go on a little bit.
I do find that some players, when the cloth is brand spanking new like this, and it's so quick and so slidey that they do take a bit off the break. I think some people think that works for them. Maybe he thought brand new cloth, just take a little bit off, play it a bit safe. That may turn out to be a mistake, because that is a very confident pot from his opponent.
Yeah, I think when you start trying to adapt to new balls, new cloth, etc., you really just want to come here and just play your own game. Yeah, so now this is turning into an absolute glorious chance for Steve. And I think, has he just overscrewed that a bit? I mean, either way, he's still got a plant on, a simple one that I'd expect him to not make any problems at all. Oh, it's just gone a little bit to the wayside, but probably shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, it was. I think he was always playing on the plant, to be honest. But you're right, it didn't go quite to plan. That was a really nice touch. That last shot there, though, gets him back in prime position, nice and straight on this red.
Yeah, and anybody that tells me that they're not feeling it out there in the very first frame, I know that shot there probably proves me wrong, but he's got to be feeling something. This is a different stage for Stephen Ellis, and I mean, he's a very established, great player, etc. But there's going to be some nerves jangling out there. But what a great start for Stephen Ellis.
Very good finish from Stephen Ellis. A reverse dish to start off his World Championship campaign. I know what you're saying about the pressure, but actually, I think the way he played that last red was a little bit nervy because he overhit it a fraction. I think if you see a player in top form, they're probably going to drag that a little bit, let the cue ball run through. He stunned it, he full stunned it, and he ended up cueing over the yellow.
Yeah.
It was an easy enough shot, but it wasn't perfection.
No.
It's going to take some time for the players to adjust to this arena.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got to settle into this. So yeah, Dan, what a great start for Steve, and he'll feel a little bit better, and I'm sure that's going to settle a few early match nerves, definitely.
Couldn't really have asked for a better start. If you're going to lose the lag, to come to a table after a dry break with no real problems, it's the perfect opportunity for him. But he still had to do the work, and he did. He took it out well. He leads by 1-0, and now we'll get to see how well the Welshman is breaking.
And leading 1-0 surely makes this break a little bit easier for him. Gone head ball again, great contact, and there is balls moving all over. Oh, that little cluster there, that red just going into that near the black. It's going to be a bit testing now. It's going to need some work anyway.
Yep, that cluster of 3 balls there, one of each colour. He's very definitely the problem that Stephen Ellis faces here with this finish.
Yeah, good break there from Stephen.
Using all the time available to him here, and you can see why. There's problems with both colour sets. It's not just that cluster. Yellow's, you could argue, the favourite, but the yellow furthest to the left of your screen now, that only goes to the bottom left, so that's an issue. And also he needs to find some angle to break open the cluster. I don't think the shot is on. I wondered if he got right behind it so that he could see that yellow next to the black full, if he could play it off the red.
Yeah.
It's tight. It might be on. If he could play that, it naturally opens up the black as well. I can actually only think that he's played on that now, because
I don't know what else goes. I mean, has he tried to just screw this back? He is going for that. Does it come off? I mean, that red's travelling. He hasn't potted the yellow.
it was just a fraction too thick a contact with the red.
Yeah. So this is our first chance looking at Jamie Burnett. We've only seen him break off, so this is his first opportunity. It's not an easy one. He's going to be cannoning into this red. This is going to go over to the right hand side of the table. Needs to come out. It's not bad.
It's pretty good. It's one problem solved. Just the one remains.
Yeah, it does, and I don't think he has a double into the opposite centre of that cushion that it's on. I think that yellow is just in the way.
That red closest to the camera now, over on the left-hand side. There is, I mean, there is one option. You know, with a brand new cloth and brand new balls, it makes the skill shot easier.
Wow.
And it would afford perfect position on the black, so he could potentially leave that till last and play red onto yellow and follow it through.
Yeah, it's not an easy skill shot though, but I understand what you're saying about all the new conditions and that exactly.
He just doesn't really have an angle to move it now that I can find.
Well, that yellow is not directly over the pocket, but will that help him? Possibly. He's going to be looking for an angle to try and clear out that corner, surely. Is this it? I don't think so.
I think he's playing on the skilly.
You might be right, Dan. He's not 100% thinking about this, is he? He's not committed to it. He is now, though. Surely. Okay.
He's played on it long. This is mighty tough.
Well, this is one of them where you get it, you win the frame. You miss it, you've lost it. It's a musket ball.
Shot.
Great shot. Yeah, Jamie Burnett, former snooker player. You know, don't be surprised if you're believing in some of them extra tougher shots, etc.
I think that is something that we forget at times, particularly when you're watching an ex-snooker professional,
Yeah.
as we do quite a lot. You know, there's quite a few that play the game. For him, that's a standard length pot.
Yeah, absolutely. So
we sit as pool players and go, well, that's quite a long tester, but actually,
where if Stephen was going for that finish, he might have gone about that a little bit of a different way. He wouldn't have left himself the long one. He'd have gone to either try and clear the corner pocket or try and get the red out, etc. But yeah, you'll see a lot of different ways that players play this, and that's another, great way of just seeing how exciting this game is. So many's got different styles, isn't there?
One frame apiece. 2 frames played of this match. Both players now on the scoreboard, so both nerves settled somewhat. I'm sure they will creep back in later in the match when one or both can see the finishing line. But Jamie putting a fraction more into that break, but I have to say it was still quite controlled.
Wow.
This time though,
3 balls off the break, 2 yellows and a red. I mean, nearly 4. Look at that yellow hanging over that middle pocket. Great break.
Take another look at that
deflection there. Oh. But opening pot, I mean,
I think he can knock the yellow in the middle.
Yeah. Even if he
can even stun back off the red. Just like that.
Is he on the next yellow? Oh, I'm not sure.
It was a slightly wild way to play that shot. I feel like he could have just thinned the yellow and and he'd have had a guaranteed next shot. Now,
he got a cut back on the yellow into the centre, the one that's directly above the black spot. It's,
they all look really tight, don't they?
Yeah, is there a gap between the red and the yellow to go into this far corner? There might be. It's hard for us to tell.
Looking at the overhead, I think he can get through to the one closest to the bottom right.
Yes, you might be right. I think he's got options. I think his body language suggests that he's got a shot on.
Or does this one pass that yellow?
Yeah, the cut back into the middle. The white has got away from him, but he's on another yellow. I don't think it was the one he intended to be on.
No.
But it's, I mean, this finish is going to be a very difficult one to get.
It's finding a way for the cue ball between the last two yellows that's going to be tough. Whichever order you take them in, getting nicely onto the next one is going to be difficult. And it's even more difficult now. This is a really tough shot down the rail, and he's got to thread the cue ball probably between the black and the red that's above it to get across.
Yeah, he actually needs probably, a nice cannon.
Trace.
Got to get the pot first. That's the important thing.
Trace of running sides. Pot's there, and the cue ball's come out. He's got lucky. It's a great pot, though, and it deserves the luck.
Yeah, it does. He struck it with great positivity. And, wow, we are seeing a great standard so far in this match. And that weren't an easy clearance, but a breaking clearance is exactly what it deserved.
Jamie Burnett takes the lead in the first set. He leads by 2 frames to 1. An excellent finish, sprinkled with a little of luck, I think.
Yeah.
He never really had the cue ball under control in that finish at all.
Sometimes when you're aggressive and you really go for your shot, sometimes you're unlucky, but sometimes it can favour you a little bit, and you have to take that step, don't you?
Yeah, he took everything on and made everything, and that's the all-important thing at the end of the day.
So, another chance to look at Stephen Ellis's break here. He was 100% success so far. Potted off his last one.
He looks like he should have a lot of power, doesn't he? He's a really tall guy, Stephen. It was the one thing that struck me when I watched him practicing earlier, how tall he is.
And he's Welsh.
There's well, yeah, quite, yeah. But if you watch his stance, there's a huge amount of bend in the legs because he has to get down so low to the table relative to his height.
Yeah. Yeah, and the reason I say he's Welsh is that any new viewers that are watching here, I mean, some of these Welsh players, they've got huge breaks, and I don't know what's in the water back across the water there, but it is unique. It really is.
Which sea do you have to cross to get to Wales?
We always say there's water, don't we?
We do. I think we do. Either way.
I mean, they like to know that.
Forgetting that little geography lesson, it's Stephen Ellis to break.
Over the
Cue
road.
ball's close.
Over the road didn't have the same thing.
Kicked out, and that's a peach.
It is, and look at the way that red's just pounded. Well, just come back to the top end of the table, and otherwise he probably wouldn't have had a shot on if the way that red just come back. Just gets knocked back, look, like that.
Yeah, a nice little kiss there. The only problem with that kiss was it stopped the yellow, and now, once he goes after these reds, he's got to move that yellow.
Needs to move it now. He has moved it now.
Brilliant shot. That should be the shot that wins him the frame, because now there's no difficult pots left. This one is stroked in magnificently.
What a dream he stroked that in. These two players, they mean business, don't they?
That was a really confident pot to go after as well. He's obviously got a lot of confidence because he had an easier option that was still decent. He could have taken the red to the bottom right. It was an easier pot, but it didn't afford him the perfect position that he got with that one. And he's done all the hard work now. That was 2 fantastic shots to start the frame.
Yeah. And I think this match here, the way that it started off is a great example about how much the game has grown. You know, either in the lesser ranks, if we can call them that. You know, some of these players that are coming out of the woodwork that you don't normally see on your TV screens all the time, they are producing some brilliant pool.
That was a nicer shot than it looked, because I don't think he had a full pocket for that red, and he had to play it with a bit of pace to get the cue ball through far enough for his last ball. Well, I said before you arrived in the commentary box that I'd had a look at them in practice, and that Stephen was absolutely ramming some in on the practice table. He's ramming them in the match as well. A brilliant finish from Stephen Ellis, and he ties the scores in this first set. It's 2-all. It's now a best of 3.
Yeah, this is what makes this set format so exciting. I mean, we're at 2-2 now, like you say, Dan, best of 3, and are we going to see a deciding last frame for the first set? I mean, wow, it could happen. It could happen. But Jamie, as he just started to rev up his break a little bit, potted 3 balls off his last break, and you know, he seems to have a bit more power in him now, settled down a lot.
Well, it's early days in the match, and it's early days in the tournament. This is the very first match of the tournament as well as the stream. But 3 finishes from the break in 4 frames is not a bad standard.
No, it's definitely not. Definitely not at all.
Frame. Jamie Burnett to break. Scores are tied at 2 frames off. Timer.
Jamie chewing his gum there like he's on the touchline for...
Oh, he's going to be dry for the second time.
It's not... well, it's not even nearly as inviting as the first one, though, is it? This is a horrible table to come to.
Yeah, it's got its problems. I mean, he probably didn't get as much power as last time, but his contact was pretty good. But yeah, they just seem to have just died and gone into horrible positions.
There's only really one problem red, which is the one on the right-hand side, just above the 2 yellows. Actually, all the other reds go, and the 2 at the top, as long as you get nicely on one, you get nicely on the other. If he can sort that red out, then this is a decent chance.
But what an important frame this could be to the outcome of this first set. You know, is it crucial to win the first set? I know me and Kev spoke about it. Probably not.
No.
Probably not.
But it helps.
Yeah, it definitely helps, yeah.
That was a lovely touch on that first shot. Not so lovely on the second one. I'm a little surprised he went after that, because I thought he'd actually given himself the perfect opportunity with the red over the pocket. He could have just dropped that one in and then gone after that with the cue ball. Now he's taking on...
He took on a double there.
Double or safety? I'm not...
No, he took on a double, knowing that the cue ball was going to go up table. But it was a long way away from it, and that's really evidence of a new cloth, new slidey cushions, and something that Steve and definitely Jamie will have to get used to.
He's so far away from it, I wonder whether he was thinking treble with that red over the pocket. If it went wrong, he could have knocked it further over the pocket.
Either way, neither of them shots have come off.
That's a clever shot, but it hasn't worked.
Yeah, but he's got a second prize with it, hasn't he?
Yes, because that red is still in trouble.
Yeah, and he's not left Stephen an easy pot. Probably no pot, really. I mean, he has got one into the top right, but where's the cue ball going to be after that?
Yeah, you could dig into that and certainly keep the cue ball out of the centre pocket, but you're not going to have another shot next up. No. Stephen needs to find something a little bit clever here.
Yeah, containing shot, nothing wrong with that. I think he's quite got it. Can Jamie sneak his yellow into that corner pocket?
What he has done, though, and I think it was an intention of the shot, is he's messed up those 2 yellows.
Yeah.
They went before that. So he's just given Jamie something else to think about.
Well, I think Jamie's going all out attack. All out attack. That's the way that he plays. It hasn't come out at this time, though. And was that the correct choice of shot? I mean, it's turned out it wasn't. but that's what we see. Jamie Burnett, he will be very attacking. You don't want to get into any dogfight with a bit of safety here and
No, they certainly seem to have similar styles, these two, don't they?
yeah.
Now, what's he playing here? Is he coming off that yellow but trying to cover the pocket as well?
Good control. Good control.
Very good shot. Doesn't want it to be a touching ball. Oh, and it is.
It is a touching ball. We have our referee there, Scott McMillan, our senior referee here at this event. Yeah, that's not what he wanted. So this now allows him to play away from the red. As long as the ball hits a cushion afterwards. It's a legal shot, but I think...
No, it's okay.
Okay.
It was a nice touch. He's finished almost touching the red. I think the only yellow that Jamie can see any of is the one that he's closest to.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you could see that one in the left centre, but I don't think so.
I wonder if Jamie could just punch the yellow a little bit and just screw back up and leave the cue ball in a similar position.
Well, that clock is ticking down.
Be an easy snooker for Stephen next, though.
He's just scored his extension. Obviously feels this is an important shot now. I mean, how much of the yellow can he see? Is he trying to play it in off a yellow? Well, he needs to get the cue ball safe. That's got to be his priority.
I think he's looking at the plant into the middle. Watch a shot. Oh, that's so close.
Out of the yellow. Oh. But he's got a good white ball. Good cue ball.
Yep. We saw the Welshman stroke in a long red like it was over the pocket a couple of frames ago. This one's tougher, and it has to go in.
Oh, I thought that was in, and then so did Stephen Ellis. He was even walking around.
Yeah, they're not as generous as these these pockets. They're not as generous as people make them out to be at times, are they?
No.
That was mighty close.
Yeah, I thought that was in. I think that would have been an in on any other club table.
Just caught the near jaw. Now Jamie Burnett with 5 yellows. All of them should just drop in as easily as that one.
Yeah, I mean, you can take these out in any order. Probably leave the one on the right centre till the end, but
that was a horrible contact.
He's got some really poor contact there.
Yeah, big kick that. He's still okay. He's still in okay position, but he's not where he wants to be.
Yeah, it didn't roll through as much as we thought.
Didn't get close. It just stopped dead, didn't it?
Time running.
Very well recovered. A ripple of applaud from the audience. Followed by another, and Jamie Burnett wins the 5th frame of the first set. He leads by 3 frames to 2. He just needs 1 more now to get that first set on the board. Stephen needs both of the remaining potential frames. It's been a close one, this.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, it's a very good start from both players. Obviously, Jamie, with the break, he's had 2 dry breaks. He needs to try and obviously get the better of that somehow. Whether he changes his break or trying to keeps a consistent power to it, where Stephen, he looks very more comfortable on his break. And that seems to be a bit of the difference, but the scoreline doesn't tell you that. Stephen's going to have his chance to reply and try and level this match up once again.
Trading 3 frames to 2. Time run.
Good contact again. This ball's in.
I don't know about you, Pickers, but my eye was immediately drawn to that left side cushion. You
Yeah,
could see
it
where they
certainly
were.
was, yeah.
You could just see here that they were going to end up awkward. And they have ended up awkward.
Yeah, I mean the yellows, they've obviously seemed like the obvious set to be going for, but he's going to have to aim to get that yellow out, that side cushion there, them reds, and I think he's got. I mean there is a double. There is a double. There is a double. He doesn't have to get it out.
I think that's the plan. Here it comes. Needs to pretty much stop the cue ball dead, I would say, to land nicely on one. If he goes to screw back and goes to the yellow bottom left.
Oh, I didn't think that was there. I thought that was always hitting the near jaw. If you can hear out all the call-outs at the moment, our tournament director, Bronnie Ward, she's shouting out for the first session that is starting at 2 o'clock today, so she's bang on time with that, so this noise just might be about for the next minute or two.
Table 1, Chris Hinchliffe and Minesh Katanji. Chris Hinchliffe and Minesh Katanji.
Confident from Jamie Burnett, that one.
On table 13, Sean Hackett, Lee Bogey.
Struck.
Sean Hackett, Lee Bogey, table 13. Table 12, Mark White and Ashik.
What do you make of the two reds on the side cushion, Mark? Do you think they're close enough together that he'll be thinking about a plant, or will he be looking at moving them? Well, he's looking at moving them, because he's looking right now.
Yeah, he could do, I mean, but you know, knowing Jamie, he's got the shot to just drop on it to play the plant. But he's also very attacking, likes to go into balls, but he's missed the pot. And that's a very uncharacteristic missed pot there for Jamie Burnett.
You could see from this camera angle, there was loads and loads of head movement on that shot. His head was all over the place when he was queuing that one up, which is very unlike a snooker player.
Yeah. Well, we'll be watching that. Is that a sign of some nerves, etc., trying to get over the line? I mean, this has been a very tight first set. Stephen Ellis. Surely he's just going to drop this over the corner. If it goes, and it's great. It's now giving him a chance.
That's frame. That's frame ball for me.
Yeah, he doesn't see. You can't see him missing from here. It looks too steady, and it's looking like we are going to get that deciding frame in this very first set of these World Championships.
Bodes well for the rest of the tournament, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've been known for the deciding set, deciding last frame in World Championship finals, and who knows? Come Saturday, is that going to happen again?
Well, I hope so. To my mind, it is the most exciting thing possible in Q Sports, is the deciding frame.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a.
Does that go?
That's an error.
I don't think it goes in the corner. He's got to cut this back.
It didn't catch that red nearly as thick as he thought he was going to. I think he thought the cue ball was going to stop.
I think is he going to take it in the corner? He's taking it in the corner, and it just goes. Good pot.
That's a very good pot under pressure, because if he missed that, he could kiss goodbye to the set.
Yeah.
There is Stephen Ellis, a big smile on his face.
Yeah, it just came in the bottom of the half of the pocket. But yeah, 3-3.
I've seen another photo of him with a big smile on his face recently.
Okay.
It's an old photo.
Is this okay to this time of day on stream?
Well, yes, it is.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware, you probably are, but I'm sure our viewers at home aren't. He was Simon Ward's best man at his wedding.
He was, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. And Simon Ward, obviously one of our professional players, number 12 seed for these championships, and His mum is our tournament director as well. He doesn't get any favouritism with draws or anything like that, so don't start thinking any of that. But he doesn't have anything to do with the draws. So
I'm sure he wouldn't thank you for the ones he gets anyway. So try again. Try again.
3 dry breaks in this set for Jamie Burnett.
Yeah,
out of 4, it's not great.
Needs to sort that
and
out.
he struck these hell of a lot better. Had one just go too close to the corners. But
this is very similar actually to the first chance as well for Stephen, where he doesn't have too much to do. It's a bit trickier. There's a couple of plants in this. But the red goes to the top right. Played that plant in such a way that the red came back off the cushions. That was well done, but just over hit it a fraction, because this next shot is now tricky. Whichever one he goes after is going to be a bit thin. He's going to be doing some extra miles with the cue ball. There you can see the extra miles with the cue ball. Knocked into the yellow. Still not in good position yet. There's plant number 2. And that is extremely nicely played. Again, he judged the cannon to make sure the red came out. If he caught that red too thick, then the one that remained on the table would have stayed hidden by the yellow. So he has so far negotiated this well. The last ball of this finish, which would be the black, it is really awkward to get on, Mark.
yeah, that's awkward to get on. He's also got some awkward cueing here now. What a shot again. He just seems to be pulling out these worldies, and I don't think he's bad here, because he could leave this white in such a position where he's going to leave himself the gap. But he's going to be, I don't know, relying on maybe a little nice kiss here and there. I mean, he is going to have to play a kiss, hold for the black. First things first, pop this red, leave yourself the gap. He's trying to go right into it.
That is a brilliant shot.
That is class. He's a tall lad, this Stephen Ellis. I don't know how tall he is, but he must be in the region of 6'5".
Oh, yeah, he's taller than that.
Yeah, he's probably taller than that, and this is going to be a real big reach for anybody else, but here it just looks like it's just normal. Oh wow, what a clearance this has been to take this opening set. This black then to take the opening set.
He was under the gun at 3-2 down in the first set, but Stephen Ellis comes up with 2 excellent finishes to lead Jamie Burnett by 1-0. We've gone the full distance in the first set, and it's the Scotsman who comes out behind. Stephen will be delighted with the way this has gone. Jamie, well, needs to work on his break and sharpish.
Yeah, he does. And that could be the story of this match at the moment if this continues in that 4. But yeah, Jamie, as you said, he's got to get his break working. He hasn't showed the consistency of the power yet, and he needs to get that flowing. He really does.
Well, what a magnificent first set of pool to open up the World Championships. Particularly in the early rounds. Sometimes, you know, the games get a bit scrappy and a bit tight before we get the professionals on board, but well, not this time. This is a great game.
Yeah, it is. And here's the look at the first set, some of the shots from that. So that was the only time Jamie Burnett broke and got a ball where he potted 3. Did clear up at that opportunity.
that first set, and that was certainly one of them. Brilliant black under pressure from Stephen Ellis. That was the black that made it 3 apiece in the last set. And then Jamie's break let him down for the 3rd time out of 4.
Stephen Ellis the break. Time running.
And Stephen picked up the pieces. And now he breaks first in set number 2. It's decent, but no more than that. It's a good chance this on reds. It's actually a very good chance on reds. I wasn't sure if those 2 reds at the top right of your screen both went, but you can see from that overhead angle that they do. Interestingly, he's going after yellows.
Yeah.
So he's going to have to play yellow off the red here.
Yeah. But that yellow, he could come back and just knock the other yellow. Is he going to miss it? It's not the other yellow. It's not in a bad position. But how much angle has he got on this one in the centre?
No, I think he's going to have to do a bit of rerouting here. I think he can only really drop this in, maybe push the cue ball through a few inches, and then the next yellow long. So there's a fair bit of distance for the cue ball to travel in this frame, but all the pots are there for Stephen. Of course, the other nice thing is that he doesn't have to worry too much about position on the black because he's got an enormous pocket bottom left.
Yeah, he certainly has, and the way that he's been playing some magnificent stuff, and he just looks so confident. He looks quite, you know, he's not fazed by this TV table or the shot clock. He just seems to be taking everything in his stride, and he's cueing the ball lovely. And 1 set ahead, you know, he probably deserves to be ahead.
Yeah, didn't have a great angle on that last yellow, couldn't get too close, but he could miss this black by half a ball and it will still go in, so there you go. Lovely job. Stephen Ellis continues a quite frankly monstrous run of form in this match. That's his 3rd frame in a row off the break and 5th in total. There's nothing Jamie can do at the moment.
No, I mean, we're 40 minutes into this match now. We've seen 8 frames, and yeah, Stephen definitely looking the better of the 2 players. But we're going to see Jamie Burnett, you know, and this set format. Remember, it's an alternate break as a set. So Jamie won the lag for the first, so he decided to break off in the first set, and he'll break first in the 1st, 3rd, and 5th set. So that could be a major factor, but losing, I don't know, if you like, his serve in the first set, could that be a major factor? You know, because he has gone against the serve a little bit.
Yeah, it's a break point, isn't it? If you like, it's a break of serve.
Yeah, it's very similar to tennis. Jamie Burnett, he needs to relax. He's got a ball. It's the 2nd time he's got a ball off his break. But look at him.
Someone's put magnets in those. Certainly in those 3 yellows.
Everything just seemed to go to the top end table. I think he's got a magnet in his pocket the way that they've all gone towards him.
Now, how do you solve this?
Well,
you can really only take yellows.
Yeah, I don't think he's got any choice. Like a clock, you can hear it ticking down.
He's got 2 yellows in bulk. You would assume he's going to take one of those first up. The other one is sort of guarded by a red wall
of security guards. Or
yeah.
It is, yeah.
So not only does he have to sort out the cluster, he's also got to find a vanishingly thin gap there. So a safety shot, I think, is the order of the day here.
Wow, and how well has he played this safety shot? I think he's welded it to these 2 yellows. I don't think there's too many angles here.
That's absolutely
We're
superb.
talking maybe a 3 cushion escape here, maybe 4.
He's got, I think,
looks horrible.
I think he could get through the gap between the black and the yellow and go up and down at it, but obviously doesn't feel that's on. This is a good effort. This is a great effort.
Brilliant
what a shot.
3 cushion.
That is a magnificent shot.
Yeah, I like what you said though, Dan, but I do think that probably the yellows on the way back up could be possibly blocking him.
But that yellow I talked about that was being guarded,
is he on it?
I think he's on this.
Wow.
And it's a nice angle potentially to come around and nudge open the other 2.
Big shot.
Oh!
He can't see it.
Well, I thought it was close, but I thought he could see it. He obviously did as well. But that is a foul. And Stephen Ellis.
Yeah, it looked tight. Obviously, what we can see here in the commentary box.
Well, he's having a good look here. I think I'd be moving the red in the cluster, because I think if you do that, you might get the black out in the same shot. But he's just played it a bit more tentatively. I think if he hits that harder, the furthermost forward yellow goes onto the black and nudges it.
Yeah, it's actually like he's opened the yellows up now as well.
Yeah, that was I think why I'd have played it the other way,
so
because then you sort of keep a yellow. Yeah.
I mean, what we see with these top players, they don't like nudging into balls or anything because it can go wrong.
Well, that one hasn't gone wrong. That was a lovely shot.
It certainly hasn't gone wrong.
So the question really with this finish is the black. Can he play it off the yellow into the middle? Is that the easier way? I think it probably is. I think that yellow's probably low enough. Which means he doesn't have to do as much travelling with the cue ball necessarily.
That's if it does. So he's obviously made his mind up the way that he's going about this finish now. Still got to get down table. The final 2 reds. So as I say, he's not in perfect position here.
No,
this cue ball's got to do some coming off the cushion and travelling here.
What's he got to do here? Lots of screw inside and pull the cue ball back up the table. Oh wow, what a shot this is.
Oh.
So unlucky.
Yeah, needed to avoid that cannon on the yellow. If he did, he was on it.
Just that little flick. Now, I don't think he's going to be playing any kind of safety here. I think he's going to be looking at his best option for a pot. Is there sort of a reverse double on the red? Get it moving towards the middle. Well, he's got it moving towards the other middle. Oh my word, what a shot this is.
He has nailed that one, and he was under severe pressure. But everything that he's striking is going into the heart of the pocket, and what a great shot-making ability he has as well. So he's not just a single ball potter. He creates stuff as well, and he looks in absolutely scintillating form. This black though, as you said, easy. He's making it look easy though. He certainly has made this look easy, and when you're Jamie Burnett sat in that seat, what would be going through your mind? Because Stephen Ellis, he's not bothered who's sat in that seat. He just keeps reeling these frames off. 2-0 ahead now in set 2, and already 1 set to the good.
That was an unbelievable finish. From where he ended up, ran out of positions, what, three balls to go?
Because of the bad cannon, etc.
That double into the centre pocket was quite frankly dirty.
Yeah, but played at an absolute supreme pace, and well, it looked in. As soon as he struck it, it looked in.
Well, an astonishing finish from the Welshman. Stephen Ellis leads in the second set. He leads by 1-0 and 2 frames to 0. Jamie Burnett's probably just starting to get a little worried now.
There's still a long way to go in this match. This is the best of 5 sets, remember.
But you don't want to go 2 sets down.
You
and
don't,
he's only 2 frames away from that, and Stephen Ellis is breaking next.
There's always 2 halves to a match. Look at the balls are flying in from all angles. There's another one on its way here. Oh, wow.
I think he wanted
3
that one
reds,
to stay up.
2 yellows. Phenomenal break.
If that red stayed up, I think it was almost frame over. He had a nice
Yeah,
starter.
that's the only problem when you pot a lot of balls off the break. It can take a few potting options out of the equation. Look at the way he struck them in at the absolute heart of the pack. So he's hit that direct ball. Remember, he's breaking from the side, and the ball comes directly to the middle of the cushion. That is showing you how much this guy is cueing very, very well. There's not many reds left. He's only on his second visit in this frame.
I can pick out a couple of ways he could go here. You could leave the one on the rail till last, or you could take it now. But the way he's playing, you just can't see him missing. But that is the only ball that could trip him up.
But yeah, chuck it now, drop it in, take the one into the left centre, one in the bottom right hand corner, and this guy is playing some absolutely fantastic stuff. Stephen Ellis. If you're Jamie Burnett setting that seat, what's going through your mind at the moment?
Well, only he will know, obviously. But I don't think he'd be that bothered.
No.
I don't know about you. I get frustrated when I miss the odd chance. When I'm not getting chances, you just have to sit there and applaud your opponent. There's nothing you can do about this. Stephen is keeping Jamie off the table, and he's doing it with some style. He leads by 3 frames to 0 in the second set. This is starting to get, I'm not going to say ugly, because of exactly the reasons we've just said. He's just not getting to the table, Jamie. But this has been a phenomenal performance from Stephen.
Yeah, it really has. He hasn't really, I can't even like tell you any bad choices he's made, etc.
No, there's been probably the odd small criticism, but it would be highly unfair, probably. You can't really criticise someone playing as well as he is.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own ways of playing the game. Jamie Burnett then breaking to stay in the set.
Successful off his last break, but they fell horrible. Okay, got his, well, 3
no,
balls.
It's happened again, has it? Oh, well, no, it's a good chance of this on yellows.
Just that yellow in the bottom cushion. That's his only problem, but he's got a
nice
yellow
ball
down there.
Yeah,
to
nice ball to
move
drop
in.
on that. I think his biggest problem is probably this first yellow, just getting the cue ball back out. It's almost like, because he looks dead straight on it as well, so he might have to jack right up on it. Depends how close it is to the cushion. If he's got a little bit of play there, then he can just drop it in. If it's right tight on the cushion, he might have to play it with a bit more pace. No, he can cut it, so that makes life easier. Now, this is interesting because does he play this with quite a lot of running side and move that difficult yellow? Because for me, if he takes on the yellow closest to the bottom right, he's taking away his best ball to drop onto that difficult one.
Yeah, and I think we've seen Jamie, he plays very aggressively, and he will be trying to just try and make things happen, but things are definitely not happening here for Jamie Burnett. And things are getting even more harder now. And, it's tough out there when things are going against you, especially when you're playing a man in form like Stephen Ellis, and what we've seen from him so far this afternoon has been pretty much superb throughout.
Well, he just hasn't quite got to grips with the game as Jamie. That's a good little containing safety. He's going to make Stephen work for this.
It's a long way in this match though, Dan, I'll tell you. There's still a long way.
There is, and this sport flips on a knife edge quite often.
But you just can't see it with how well Stephen's playing, can you? That's the only thing.
No, but that is the point, isn't it? Sometimes
Yeah.
a player will get in their own head. You know, that winning line gets closer, and all of a sudden the pockets get smaller.
Yeah. Another clever shot there from Stephen Ellis. Seems to be a step ahead at the moment. I think he's left a putt on here though for Jamie.
Yeah, I think he has too.
One that I'd expect him to be getting.
And he doesn't have to do too much to the cue ball just to manipulate it into that other yellow.
Yeah, just needs to be a bit careful where the cue ball's going. Needs to have a bit of control about it. Again, it's gone horribly bad for him.
That couldn't have gone worse. That is unlucky.
Yeah, because
to catch cushion and ball at the same time.
To keep
so
the white
cushion
ball on the
sticks.
cushion, yeah, it's horrible. I mean, there's probably going to be a bit of frustration creeping at some point
Long yellow.
for Jamie, but that's on
We'll
it.
cover the pocket if it doesn't drop.
Yeah, that was good though.
Clever. Good shot.
Very good shot. And stopped Stephen from, I think he stopped him from getting a pot. I'm not sure. He can get to that one in the top right. Looks tough. No chance. Looking at that camera angle. I mean, I was looking at the overhead. It looked like he could maybe get through, but the other camera angle suggests no. Both use the extension here, so that clock ticking her down. That's why we've just seen a little jog from Stephen Ellis. And he has just put his cue through him, but it's turned out well for the Welshman.
I think there was some intention in the trying to knock Karam the red in.
Yeah, but he's put the pressure back on Jamie Burnett here because Jamie's got to try and magically come out with something spectacular here. He's going for the double, is he? Double, cross-back double, is it?
I think just
Oh,
the
he's got
double in the middle.
Yeah, I think
Off the jaw.
weren't easy.
No, it wasn't.
But forced into it.
And that really should be frame and set. Stephen just had to hold his nerve and work his way around the table. Nice little cannon there.
Time running.
A little bit close to his work here, so just needs to navigate this cue ball a little bit, just a bit of control, needs the right angle. Seems to have got that. I think so, but the only problem is, as you've already mentioned, Dan, new balls, new cushions, it can slide off here. Oh, he's cued it lovely. No, but yeah, he's left himself options here. And this is a man that just looks so settled into this match now. And now he should be taking a second set and taking a 2-0 lead.
Beautiful. 4 frames to nil, 4 frames of the highest quality and 4 finishes of the highest quality from Stephen Ellis. And now he leads Jamie Burnett by 2 sets to nil. And you could just see him growing confidence after he won that first set. He just came out of the blocks in that second set, absolutely firing on all cylinders.
Oh yeah, it's just a man possessed is probably the best way of explaining it. He looks in fantastic form. And yeah, there's a few bits going for him and a few bits going against Jamie. Yes, we've seen some of that. But you've already said, Dan, these things can turn around, and don't be surprised. Anybody new watching this this coverage here today, you know, there is 2 sides to it. Yeah, it is. If you want to say 8-3 down in this match, but it's not. It's 2 sets to nil, and there's still a possibility of another 3 sets. Jamie will be breaking off in this one. As I said, alternate breaks in each set. This break doesn't seem to be working greatly for it. I mean, it worked okay for him in that set, but losing it 4-0 tells otherwise. He's got a ball, he's got 2, he's got 3.
Cue ball safe.
Yeah, he has.
And this is just
the
tonic.
4 balls, 2 of
Jamie
each.
Burnett.
Thought he only got 3. He's got 4.
It's exactly what he needed. It's a great chance to start off in set number 3.
Yeah, if you look back at the frames that he's lost the last 5 frames on the bounce.
6, actually. He led 3-2.
Oh, close. He was 3-2 ahead. Yes, 6 frames. I do apologise. Thanks for correcting, Dan.
Oh, I'm always here to correct you. Don't worry.
But what a great chance now to stop that run of frames.
Yeah. The only problem, that first shot was a little careless because he only left himself on the other yellow over the pocket, which was the ideal yellow to get on the black.
Yeah.
He is now going to have to get from one of those yellows in the top half of the table back down and land nicely on that bottom cushion, which is not necessarily guaranteed.
No. And yeah, he's going to have to do a bit of navigating. But somebody's with Jamie Burnett's skills, you'd expect him to, execute this very well. But this is a key shot for him. Remember, he's not had too many shots on this table in the previous set. So this one could be, I don't know, a bit jittery, but he needs to cue it like a dream. It's all about position. Is he a bit straight?
Oh,
he's got a bit of an angle, maybe.
Yeah, but how? Because if he screws
straight
back,
down
he's
to
going
it.
Close to the middle, isn't he?
Straight down to it. Drawing this back. Oh, is he going to flick the red? Yes. Left himself a shot.
Definitely didn't have as much angle as he wanted. He had to really force that just to get that far.
Out of 10, how many times do you get this?
Personally, 1. Him, 8 or 9.
There's your 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And potting that red does make no difference at all. Jamie Burnett takes the opening frame in set 3. Stops that run of 6 frames, Dan.
Stops the rot.
Yes, it certainly does.
Important.
Give Stephen Ellis something to think about though, because the way that Jamie got up out of his chair, you know, 2 sets to 0 down, you can look a little bit down, everything's against you, etc. But he's come out there fighting.
Well, it's the nice thing about the format. If you're not down and out, you know. We keep banging on about it, and perhaps a little too much, but you do get that chance to psychologically reset. You do get that chance to forget almost the set score and just go, it's 0-0.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily think of yourself as 2 sets down because you just think about winning that set.
Yeah, and I think what you obviously see that the way that Jamie's handled this, you know, some players you'll see him be very frustrated, etc. But Jamie seems to be just sat in the corner, just waiting for a chance, and he's kept himself together. And who knows, anything could happen. I just thought that I was building that up for a dry break, and the next minute it gets deflected into the right centre. But Stephen Ellis has not had a dry break yet, has he?
No, I don't think so. No, he hasn't. Yeah, I saw the decibels going up as you were,
Just as I was
you were
talking.
thinking about the dry break.
Well,
And I could just see that yellow just nudging that red.
Well, normally with Stephen Ellis' break, there's normally balls in off the first hit.
What a chance this is as well.
I know. And he's just making this game look so simple.
Yeah, this is... I might be being a bit harsh, but this frame and the way that these have come out is almost the pool equivalent of an open goal. And it's another sort of little bit of heartbreak for Jamie Burnett, because he's sat in his seat, he's just broke-dished himself. He's thinking, right, I've put him under a bit, I've given him something to think about, like you said. And then Stephen Ellis comes to the table, boom.
Boom. That's the best word for it, to be honest.
Does that yellow in the middle of the table go to the top middle from this camera angle? It's only got half a pocket if it does.
It must do.
Yeah, just into the left-hand side of the pocket. Leaves himself very, very awkward. He's not going to get on the black the way he would have wanted to. He may just have to top through and take it to the bottom left.
Yeah, needs to be taking his, needs a bit of care in this one. Don't want to overrun this. Cannons it into the red perfectly.
Yeah, there you go.
Had a nice angle there. I think he pinched a bit of the pocket just to make the angle. But yeah, it just shows that he's thinking very clearly. And there is Jamie Burnett, and back winning frames, giving him something to think about now. What a start to this set, though.
What a start to this tournament.
Yes, absolutely.
9 finishes from the break now in this match.
Yeah, we're probably just coming up to an hour into this match.
In 13 frames.
Some standard.
First round, before the pros come in.
Yeah, qualifiers, as they're called.
Yeah. This is actually a prelim, essentially. There's
Yeah,
only
it is
3
a
matches
prelim
in this
qualifiers.
round.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I hope everyone's enjoying the action at home. We've got quite a few hours coming up over these next week, haven't we, Dan? And should no doubt you'll be hearing quite a bit of us.
Hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
Should we apologise in advance?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably fair. Probably fair.
So
to
we are apologising. That's our way of apologising.
to the viewers. Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, we're going to be here every day. Every afternoon, every evening, we'll be here.
Terrifying thought for quite a lot of people, I'd imagine.
Yeah, so pop along, listen to us too. We'll have a couple of domestics on the way through, won't we? But we'll be fine. Jamie Burnett, he needs a domestic of his own. He took a bit off that break there.
Oh, it's dry.
He's got a ball though. He's got a ball.
Role reversal from the last frame.
There's something changing around here, maybe. He took a lot off that break. Not that the overhead showed that.
I don't know.
But that little flick there. Every flick that he's had has been going against him.
This is an
this
awkward
a turning
finish.
point?
It's a really awkward finish. It's a little early because he's got to go reds because he can't do anything about the yellow closest to the cue ball if he takes the yellow in the middle. So for me, he's got to go reds. And then you look at the reds in the top half of the table and you see that cluster of 2 and you think, okay, you can sort that. And then your eyes pan down to the bottom half of the screen and you see a red on each cushion. And it's so difficult to get the cue ball around between those.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, the finish is on, but
the ball's going to have to do some travelling.
Yeah, Stephen's come to the table 9 times out of 10 and had to work out his pattern. Jamie's come to the table with very little to go at. And what he has had to go at has been generally much more difficult.
You feel though, if Jamie does get this finish, and don't get it wrong, that Jamie Burnett, he'll be going all out here. There won't be no safety shot from him. He's a very attacking player, and he'll be going all out attack. I'll be surprised if he plays a safety shot. He's not that type of player. But as you said, Dan, this is going to be a very, very tough out. Then 3 reds in this bottom half of the table on cushions. Needs some serious navigation.
There's no nice link between them, is there?
No.
Every single one of those shots is going to be pace and side and down the rail. Just adds to the tariff of difficulty of every one. So here's the first one to negotiate. It's a nice angle. Got to top the cue ball through, leave himself a nice angle on the next one to get to the last one. Just through a few inches. Couldn't have placed the cue ball better with his hand for this one, really. Did not want that kiss on the yellow, which has now kept the cue ball welded to that side cushion. Just adds a bit more difficulty to this pot, but it's still a nice angle. That's a beauty. Is the cue ball going to kiss the yellow? It is. It looked like it might be tracking in behind it just for a second.
It's something telling me something has changed. Just make sure of this red, and we've got a match on here, I can tell you.
2-1 to Jamie Burnett. 3 break dishes to start the third set.
Just the 3 breaker dishes.
Just the 3.
Yeah, just the 3.
Astonishing match between these two of the highest possible quality. Scott McMillan doing a fine job racking up the balls with the new smart rack.
Yeah, it is.
Nice bit of kit. Spectators making their way into the arena to watch this one. Of course, we heard all the announcements earlier, so we've got a lot of first and second round matches underway now.
Yeah, we certainly have. One thing we've not seen in this match yet is a Stephen Ellis dry break. I don't think we're going to see one, but who knows? Oh, that's a horrible contact.
Yeah, that did not break open well.
And the thing we hadn't seen, it's just happened.
To Stephen Ellis dry break. Yeah, he didn't catch those well at all.
No. Oof. Normally that front ball is moving a lot more faster pace than that. It seemed to have just died.
It's almost like a kick, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, seemed to be. But Jamie Burnett, he'll not be feeling sorry for Stephen Ellis. Not 2 sets to 0 down. Straight down on his shot. He wants to be giving Stephen Ellis something else to think about. He's canning into balls. I think this is okay. I think it's come out.
He's had a little touch there.
Especially if that the yellow that he's closest to now, if that does go to the centre,
which it does,
surely you take that now. Surely you do. I mean, you didn't have to.
You just got to be a touch careful about where the red goes, because you could push the red into the 2 yellows.
Yeah.
Up to the top left.
Okay. I mean, it's a big area to play that yellow is closest to anyway, so it shouldn't be a problem. You had options. Again, I think this cue ball could possibly do a little bit of travelling.
Yeah, it's starting to get interesting, this finish, isn't it? Because you look at it and the route isn't entirely straightforward. He's tried to go into it. How's this going to work out?
I'm not sure that's the yellow we wanted to go into.
Not great, not terrible, I think is how I'd describe that.
Is it? Yeah, he's got a chance of a pot, but he's going to be canning into the black. Where's that going to go? Again, he wants these little flicks that he's been having. They need to come out nice, so he's just tried to control it. It's got enough pace.
I think he thought he'd missed that. I think he thought he'd underdone that. He
was
straight back up off it.
To be honest, when he struck it, I thought, yeah, it is, but it was nowhere near, was it? It was always going to be reaching the pocket. Clips that in nicely. Not got the best angle here. First things first, though, Jamie Burnett, make sure of the pot.
Yeah, what do you want to do here? Do you want to avoid that red? Do you want to screw into that red?
I think what he's got to avoid is...
He's got to come twice across, really.
Twice across and avoid it.
Yeah.
That red twice, near enough. If he can avoid it on this one, it depends on his angle. Can he avoid it? He can avoid it. Needs to... Oh, he's played this ever so well. What a shot that is.
Perfection.
What a shot that is.
A lovely positional shot there.
Yeah, probably one of the best positional shots of this match so far. No doubt there's been plenty of others, but yeah, that's way up there. Especially the pressure he's been put under. 3-1 ahead in this third set.
And another finish from the break. This time it reversed it, but
4-1 visit breaks in this set. Jamie to break as well. He's breaking for this third set. It is Jamie's break, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
Burnett to break, leading 3 frames to 1.
Not bad. Not bad, that break.
Things are turning around for Jamie Burnett here. These balls are flying in everywhere. Just giving themselves up. 2 of each colour set. So another great break there from Jamie, and these yellows all there for the taking and to get his first set on the board. Really important he keeps his positional play here. Dropping this in, lovely pot. Just comes past, nice little nudge off that yellow, just to make sure he hasn't got any awkward cueing. Say he's just going to drop onto this side cushion. Maybe just drop that yellow into the left centre. So it's a little bit of a bounce, pretty much like that, perfect. Maybe he'd like to a bit more.
Fraction straight by the looks of it.
But I think he's just putting this enough and
push the cue ball through.
Just like that. What a set this has been from Jamie Burnett. Faultless.
Yeah, literally, actually. As long as he pots this black, literally faultless.
There you see it.
Flawless set from Jamie Burnett. Gets himself back into the match. He still trails by 2 sets to 1.
Yeah, so there was 5 1 visit clearances there, and 4 of them came from Jamie Burnett.
Yep.
Superb, superb set from Jamie Burnett. And if that hasn't given Stephen Edge something to think about, you know, because Stephen Edge has probably not done anything wrong in that set.
Dry break.
One dry break, yeah, costing the set.
Yeah.
But this break's starting to work for Jamie Burnett. If he continues this into this next set, then wow, we've got a major match on our hands here. Who knows Who's going to be the victor of this now? I mean, it's looking like one-way traffic.
Just a phenomenal set of ball from both players, but particularly the Scotsman.
This is his best breaker, this one. Was it this one? No, it weren't this one, was it? There's one wet in here, but there's his next break after this one, weren't it? That was
yeah, the last break was
phenomenal. Phenomenal. Still dish them up with only one ball going in. Just dishing everything. This was the one we thought he got a bit of a kick, bit of heavy contact.
Yeah, something didn't go right about that one, did it?
Yeah. Jamie never felt sorry for him, dished him up.
You can't afford to feel sorry for your opponents in this game.
This break was the best one. Yeah. Balls flying in everywhere, 4 of them.
It's probably all of the balls he fancied getting in the previous.
Yeah, yeah.
Couple of sets.
Made very easy work of that clearance and deservedly won that set 4 frames to 1. 2-1 now in sets, Dan.
Well, Jamie's obviously just nipped out of the arena, so... Oh, and he's back.
He's back.
I was going to say it'd be a good time to have a look at some scores in the qualifiers. We may just have to leave that till after this frame, but we will try and keep you updated as best we can on how the rest of the tournament is unfolding once we're on the stream. Channel 4 Sport, of course, YouTube channel.
Yeah, and anybody new to us watching our pool coverage here, and the ones that obviously follow Channel 4 Sport, we're new to them, and hopefully you're enjoying it, and we're going to be here all week.
Yeah, welcome.
So please, yeah, stay tuned. We'll have some brilliant coverage for you throughout. And what a great match this has been to start us off. Stephen Ellis, though, I'm not sure you know what hit him in that last set, because Jamie Burnett had come up from nowhere.
Well, so far we've had one set go the distance, and the other 2 have been
one-sided.
Tit for tat, but yeah, one-sided completely. Now, this finish is not without its problems for Stephen Ellis.
And I think if you're Stephen Ellis, you'd want to be finishing this match in this set.
Yeah.
Not sure you want to take it down to the deciding set.
Well, he definitely doesn't want to.
No. But if he
gets over the line, he'll be happy.
Yeah.
But I do know what you mean, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, this is where he wants to try and make sure this match. So, to make sure the match, you've got to go out and you've got to take the chances. And he is trying every shot in the book.
That'll do. Just about okay.
Yeah, it's okay. He's got a pot on here. I mean, the cue ball, definitely doing a little bit of running around the table. So just needs to navigate that through the gaps that are possibly there. I think he had the opportunity to hold for that red in the top half of the table with that shot. I think he had too much angle, but I don't think he's perfect here, is he? He might have to go back up table next.
Well,
I don't know.
It sort of depends. I think he could just drop this red in and then cut the red below the black spot in.
Played the big pocket. He's got a nice nudge there and a nice push out there. Got to say, tad fortunate.
Yeah.
But the cue ball, is he on? He's obviously on the red in the top half of the table. Don't think he's on the one in the bottom half.
I think he could pot it, but the cue ball's going into the yellows. You can't guarantee anything.
Yeah.
He's got to go top first. He's got to go up and down.
And this might be where he's, just got to leave himself a shot on the black. This could be one of them situations.
Yeah, I don't see how he can get nicely on his last red here. He's just going to have to leave himself, probably going to have to leave himself thinner than he'd want. So might have to take the black long. Last up.
Oh, I tell you something.
Oh,
what a shot that is. Brilliant positional shot there from Stephen Ellis.
It is a great shot.
This could be a key shot to this frame. Didn't want that cannon on the yellow, but shouldn't be a problem.
It's fine. It's that easy. He could double it if he really didn't fancy the cut.
He won't be doubling this. He'll be just clipping this in to that left centre. Top centre on your screen now. Just making sure that gets this black ball cleaned up. The 8 ball.
Yeah, maybe a little blob of chalk on it or something. Nothing worse than when you get down and right in your eye line there's a little dab of chalk staring back at you.
Yeah.
Big shot this.
Very nice clearance indeed. Relentless these two. Been a phenomenal standard.
I'm just looking through my... as you know, I keep relatively detailed notes on each match. As we go through, so that I can look back at the stats and things, and I have rarely seen in a match this long a scorecard quite like this one, because it just is dish, 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 dish.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be brilliant standard. Jamie Burnett obviously had a fantastic set in the previous one. Can he maintain that momentum? So it's important he does. I know he's just sat down in that frame, just admiring Stephen Ellis dish up again, as you elegantly put it, Dan.
13 out of 17.
Wow.
Here's a genuine question for you, and I want an honest answer. Is this game a bit too easy at times?
Well, we mentioned it, just talking about it with Kev in the arena, about, you know, the quality of the tables, the cloth, the chalks, the tips, the cues, the balls, the rackets, everything is making the game such to a high standard.
Yeah.
And we're seeing some of that, but we also see that there is a little bit of luck that's down to it as well, and it can just be that little bit of bad luck that can cost you a match.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about the tables and the equipment as well. The balls are coming out reasonably favourably for all these dishes as well. We've seen some lovely finishes, don't get me wrong, but the reason we haven't seen any massively tactical frames is because that's just not the way the balls have come out so far.
Yeah, and I think this Blackball rule set, you know, it's not really a tactical rule set anymore. It is basically a potting game. It really is.
That was a dry break from Jamie Burnett.
But we also know, Dan, that this game can be mentally draining. You know, when things are going against you, nothing's smooth, and you don't always see it at this high standard. Yes, the high standard is definitely there, but no doubt there'll be a match at some point throughout this week you'll see a very tactical side to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it'll be an exciting tactical side. That's the good thing about these Blackball rules. No doubt we'll be explaining quite a few of the shots that could possibly happen throughout this week as we watch each and every one of these matches.
Stephen's worked this finish out nicely. It's tricky, there was plenty to go wrong. There is still a little bit that could go wrong. But this is an ideal angle to get on that last red. You said in that last set, Mark, or the start of that last set, that you felt a shift in the water. I'm not quite sure where you got that from, but you did, and you called it right, and Jamie Burnett dominated the third set. Do you feel like perhaps it's shifted back now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously these first two opening frames here, they've gone to the favour of Stephen Ellis. I think that just proves the quality of a player that Stephen Ellis is, you know, because he's never looked worried. And credit to both the players, really. They've never looked worried. Obviously, when the momentum's against them, they've still come here and continue to deliver a high standard. And we've seen the high standard from both of these players, so credit to them both. But Stephen Ellis, he's a set ahead. He's the one that's in prime position here. He's in the driving seat.
He's 2 frames from the win. 2 frames from the second round. And Jamie Burnett is at least 8. So
that dry break in that frame there is not really helping him. Stephen Ellis to break next. Could be 3-0 ahead. But he's going to need a breaker serve, as what it said in tennis. That's what Jamie Burnett needs to try and get an opportunity. And really, it's got to happen here. But the way Stephen Ellis is broke, we've only seen 1 dry break from him.
They're not players we've seen lots of on the IPA, are they? I don't know whether Stephen used to be on the tour perhaps before I was. Obviously he's friends with Wardy, but
yeah, he played last year. He's been to a couple of tours last year. Jamie's played on a couple of tours.
Yeah, they've both played a few, but they haven't. Yeah, I don't think they've ever been mainstays, have they?
No, they've not done the full tours, etc. Good break again, but has he got a ball? Yes, he has. Where's the black? Right, okay, so it's going to be a re-rack.
Yep, for new viewers to the sport.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not a foul. Even if the cue ball would have gone in, it still would have been a re-rack. It'd have been fine. And what we see here, I'm going to say it now, Dan. I want to get this out of the way. So Stephen Ellis had potted a ball there, so he had control of the table. That black dropping in has now made, he's got to do that all again. And sometimes when that black goes in, and when it's been a successful break, he'll get a dry break. It's just the pool gods. Is that going to happen in this next one?
The curse of the re-rack.
Yeah, and it happens, Dan. We see it more and more times, don't we, when this happens?
I mean, it does seem to happen a disproportionate amount. But I'm going to stick my neck out here. He's breaking so well.
Breaking like a god.
Yeah. I don't think this is dry.
It's not dry.
No, that is about as wet as they come.
And look at the way that these have opened up. I mean, I was looking at the black as a bit of a problem, but there's a big pocket off the red.
Exactly.
If he does take yellows, I mean, he's got a choice of either colour set here.
You'd back him to get either.
Either, yeah.
It's actually the re-rack here has done him a bit of a favour. The last split was good, but this one's better.
Yep.
But yeah, you could offer him 100 quid to take either colour set here, and he'd go, yeah. There's no problems. I do quite like what you said about yellows. I think that's what I would do personally, because of that big pocket. That black is unmissable into the centre.
Yeah. And he's got 2 balls in the bottom half of the table.
Exactly.
Which is easy.
It's just a slightly more natural pattern.
I think he's left himself a bit more angle on this one. This one is missable, but the way Stephen's been playing throughout this match, can we see a miss? Absolutely not. Just going about his work, shot by shot.
I was a little surprised that he left that yellow next to the baulk line. I thought that might have been his first yellow. Because now it's just a bit out of the way.
I feel like it was going to be his yellow now, but he's not on it. So, for me, he's got a different route, like you've mentioned. Leaving this one in the top half of the table isn't ideal. He needs to take it sooner. For me, possibly take it now and leave yourself a long distance yellow into the corner. So I don't think he's got the angle to miss the middle part. Oh, with the yellow, I think he's going to have to take a longish one. Got the pop. Again, a bit more angle than he wanted. But shouldn't be a problem. Going away from his work a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting from... If he just drops this in, then he's not got a nice angle to get to the black.
You feel he's going to be canning in a ball somewhere.
That's
He
a
hasn't
shot.
though, he's
That's
played it perfect.
That's a brilliant shot.
Cued it well.
Yeah.
Cued it brilliant. I mean, because, you know, you cue across that, you're canning into the red, the black, anything could have happened. But he's cued it absolutely perfect. And the way, he's going about his work here.
Well, he
Would
got
it be
hold
on
of
the
that.
cushion?
He certainly got hold of that. This is, but like we said, this is why he played it this way. This is why he went yellows. His pocket is massive. Good miss. Could not miss.
One frame away now from getting into the next round. Stephen Ellis has been phenomenal throughout this match. Apart from the third set, well, he couldn't do anything about that.
Well, we had a flawless set in set 3, 5 dishes. So far, we've had a flawless set in set 4, 3 out of 3.
Phenomenal standard.
All of them going to the Welshman. He leads by 3 frames to 0 and by 2 sets to 1 in this best of 5 sets match. So one more frame will take Stephen Ellis through to the next round of this tournament.
Well, Jamie Burnett has had one dry break already in this set. That's the thing, he doesn't want again. I feel if he does, he hasn't got a dry break. Cue ball. It's okay, just hit the far jaw of that middle pocket. Got all them reds in the top half of the table. 6 of them, to be exact. I'd want it yellow off the break. Look at these reds just travelling all the way up the top half of the table.
Now, I don't think that yellow next to the red up to the top right will go. And he could play the yellow down the rail off it, but if he does that, he's got to play it with pace so that that yellow pops out over to the left-hand side.
Yeah.
For me, that's the shot.
He's got to take it now.
But he's got to do it now. But he's relying on a little bit of luck here.
Yeah, this yellow's got to come out. It's got to miss all these reds. Come around the back of him, whatever it's doing. Don't want to coming back into him.
Oh, that's a disaster. That is an absolute disaster.
Can he pop this yellow into the corner? I mean, it's horrible.
That couldn't have gone much worse. He's overhit that, actually. Oh, has he done it? Has he got enough? Just about enough. Well, Jamie Burnett with a great touch, really, with that last shot. Didn't look quite like it was going to get there, but what a touch that is. That's a beauty. Finds the window between those two yellows.
I feel like he's got to take this yellow now, the one that's covered by the red, if you want to call it covered.
It's got to take, yeah. And the yellow to the right of the cue ball into the right centre. Cut it in.
Oh, this is risky. Cutting that in, I mean, there's not much a window to go through. This is the shot for me.
Yeah, but if you slide off one of those reds, I can see why he's not taking that on.
Oh, take it in the bottom pocket. I like this.
That's the shot for me.
Yeah, good shot. Perfect. And it just potted it like it's over the pocket. It's just a very natural shot here for Jamie.
Has he finished too straight on this?
I think he's trying to force something here.
Yeah, me too.
Got to be careful forcing these into these middle pockets. Sometimes don't take them. Oh, slams it in.
Yeah, he finished absolutely plumb straight on that.
Yeah, it was a bit unlucky there. He
It was.
absolutely nailed that into the bottom corner. And now this cutback. Stay in the match.
And stay in the match he does. Jamie Burnett lives to fight another frame. But the way Stephen Ellis has been breaking, it may just be the one. However...
Breaking clearance?
Yep. Yep, yet again. It's another breaking clearance. It's another chance to just put that seed of doubt in the mind of Stephen Ellis. It's only 3 frames that Jamie Bennett has got to win to take us to a deciding set. A bad break here, maybe an in-off, a little bit of bad luck.
Is it going to be some drama? That's what you're saying, Dan, innit?
Yeah, well, you just don't know.
You want to see some drama, don't you?
Yeah, actually. In the most respectful possible way, I do. I want to see some more drama in this match because since the first set, we haven't had a huge amount of drama. It's been wonderful to watch. It's been magnificent pool. But we haven't seen these two really nail-bitingly close since that first set yet, and I want to see a bit more of that.
2 quality players, though. 2 quality. This break's been phenomenal throughout this match. Is it going to continue? Is this going to be... Have we just seen Jamie Burnett's last visit?
Wow.
You just can't see him getting a dry break, can you?
You'd have to say we have, wouldn't you, based on that evidence? They're not... I mean, it's not a guarantee, but the reds are nice.
Either colour set, as it's got possibilities.
Yeah, I just don't like the yellow in balk. No. Not sure where that ends up.
I think it goes
it might go top left, but how do you get the cue ball there? Unless you take it on now.
Yeah.
But then you're running into the reds.
Correct.
For me, it's reds.
It's reds, yeah. And that's the only reason he's taking reds, for that reason. So, just got to hold himself together now.
Not
and
a
he'll
great
see.
First shot, that.
No. Did he look like he rushed that a little bit? I don't know. Did it get an extra bounce than he wanted?
Yeah, he's in no man's land a little, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't think he gives that the care and attention it deserved, to be honest. But who are we to criticise this man?
That's
He's been
fantastic
brilliant,
recovery.
brilliant shot. Played some brilliant stuff, these two have.
So now it's just about nerve. Stephen Ellis knows exactly what he needs to do from here. He's a little betwixt and between here for me. I think he'd rather have played to get back down the table off the red he's just potted, because for me, if he plays this with any sort of pace, the cue ball's flicking off the yellow, and I don't know where it's going to end up. Can he just squeeze it past?
So, cue ball, going to do some travelling. I think this is thin.
Yes.
By that camera angle there, this looks thin.
Lots and lots of check side, I reckon, just to hold it on the bottom cushion.
Needs to have a bit of help off the jaw.
Oh, this needs to run now to get past the
he's
black.
okay. Is
I
he
don't
on it?
think so.
Don't you?
So tight.
I think he's on this red.
I think he can see it. I just don't know if he can see the potting angle. I think it might be a little swerve.
It seems to be down naturally, playing it with side though.
I think this is a little swerve.
He's got it though. He has got it.
Black's going to be tricky.
He's got a nice gap though to cue through.
Yeah, I thought it was going to finish on the yellow.
I thought it was going to finish hampered. Maybe. We probably have seen Jamie Burnett's last shot.
He's having the black ball cleaned.
This is for another breaking clearance.
That would be, if he gets this black, that's 10 in a row.
10 breaking clearances.
Well, 10 finishes from the break.
First finishes in a
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable standard.
But he's got to get it. And this is match ball. This is pressure. This is where the back arm twitches and the elbow gets a bit heavy and the butterflies start to flutter. But Stephen Ellis is ice cold. A fantastic match between these two great competitors. Jamie Burnett can go away with his head held high. He has done very little wrong. But Stephen Ellis has been a magnificent magnificent winner of this first match of the IPA World Championships. What a match, Mark.
Yeah, a fantastic match. Fantastic credit to both of the players. They've all played the part in a fantastic match. But you could even see what it meant to Stephen Ellis there. Give it the old fist pump and that, and it is absolutely superb. And now we're going to go to Kevin Barton, who's talking to our winner of the first match, Stephen Ellis.
Thanks a lot, Dan. Delighted to be joined by Stephen. Stephen, what a performance. Tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm still shaking. I can barely hold the mic, and I don't know how the balls went in, but yeah, just when you think there's enough good players coming out of Wales, another one comes along. So.
I mean, how did you feel coming into the match, knowing that you're going to be first match on the stream, first match on 4Sport? Do you feel extra pressure, or is it something you absolutely can't wait to get stuck into?
It's something I've struggled with for years. Is the big occasions, and I started working with a mind coach a year ago, Noel Flannery. So a big shout out to Noel, really, because without his help, I'd have struggled there, I think. And I relish it now, and I just felt relaxed. I'm here to enjoy myself, and that's something that's been a big turning point in my game, is just being okay with losing and getting on with it. So yeah, I felt good, got over the line, and yeah, on to the next one. Felt like a final, to be fair.
Obviously the key to, well, one of the keys to this game is having a great break, and the way you were absolutely destroying the pack there. I mean, you were regularly potting 1, 2, 3 balls.
Yeah, the last 3 weeks I've had a few big tournaments, and I've barely potted a ball off the break, and I've spent a lot of time convincing myself that it's luck and whatnot. And yesterday I went back to the drawing board, and I decided to work on my break, and I completely changed my break. And yeah, that one is, I'm not going to tell anyone that one. It's like a Krabby Patty formula, I think. I'm not going to let that one...
Well, if you can take that with you for the rest of the tournament, I think we'll be seeing you here on Saturday night, that's for certain.
Well, fingers crossed, I'm here to win it, so otherwise there's no point in coming. So,
tell us a bit about your pool career, your pool history, because I know you're a great snooker player as well.
Well, I've grown up in Swansea around, I'm close friends with Ben Davis, Craig Marsh, Simon Ward, really, so, even if you go to the local pub where I live, you're playing world champions. So it's a hotbed for talent. And you've got Corey as well now. There's so many good players, and the standard is so high. But I played pool for Wales when I was 12. And I started playing snooker at the same time, and I had the pool coach tell me, a similar story to Ben Davis really, and Terry Griffiths was telling me I'm playing pool on a snooker table, and Mike was telling me I'm playing snooker on a pool table. I had to pick one or the other, so I went with snooker. And that's what I've played all my life, so I'm not new to cue sports. I know how to hold a cue, but I've been playing pool a couple of years now, so I'm starting to learn the ropes. And I still got Simon telling me that I haven't got a brain, but I know I'll outpart them all day, so you better look out when I do get a brain.
So if I'm led to believe you were Simon's best man,
I was, yeah.
So if you played Simon in the last 64, would that be quite a difficult match for you, or?
He's easy meat now, Simon. But no, he's one of the best in the world, and I think I've beaten him once or twice now, so it's time he got revenge on me. So I want to stay clear of any other Welsh boys if I can, because I'd love to see a Welshman win it as well. So the more Welshmen go deep, the more I'll go and support them all. So if I can stay clear of the Welsh boys, then that's it for me. There's
certainly something in the water down there, because there is so many great players, as you say. And just a word about your opponent, Jamie. I mean, great, obviously from the snooker as well. Great cueist, and he was playing well, but he just I think the breaks were just so big for you. He wasn't going to look in.
The breaks were the difference. I don't recall him missing a ball. Some of the clearances, when there was 1 or 2 on the cushions, he just parted them as if they were over the hole. He hit the ball so well. That set where he won 4-0 or 4-1, I just sat there in awe watching him, and I thought, God, I must be all right if I'm up on this guy. So yeah, he's some player, and I think he'd be disappointed to lose. It's not the best draw to have in the first round of the World Championships. You've got to take a week off work, and then you're out on the first day. It's something I didn't want to do, so I prepared as well as I could. But hats off to Jamie. He'll definitely get revenge on me somewhere along the line, because he's some player.
And how did you find the sets format? 'Cause it's not something that we play. We only play at the Worlds. It's pretty brutal.
It is brutal. I played last year and I was 3-1 up and 3-2 up in legs and potted the black to win the match and then kissed the ball in off, and next time we come to the table it was 2-2 in sets. It's a brutal format, but lucky it worked in my advantage this time, because to win that first set 4-3 was huge, and I think on the way I had a bit of a ridiculous double from the back rail, which kept me in the match. Without that, I think he was a bit sick to lose the first set. It could have been a totally different match if I hadn't won that first set. So yeah, the format is definitely come into play there, because all the hard work he put in that first set was all gone down the drain because I've nicked it off him, and all of a sudden he's 1-0 down and the score's 0-0. So that must have hurt him a bit.
Stephen, great performance, well played. We'll see you in the next round.
Thank
Congratulations, well done, mate. Well done. Mark Pickworth, what an opening match there. I mean, we at the top of the show we were talking about all these professional players, but that was as good as anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what a start to the 2023 IPA World Championships. Absolutely phenomenal. Stephen Ellis, brilliant performance. Jamie Burnett, we said about being sat lonely in that chair. He just had to sit and just admire and something. But when Jamie got going, he looked a phenomenal player himself. And we know what great players they are. I'm not sure if some of the audience have seen these players on our TV screens before, but what a start to the World Championships, indeed.
And we talked as well about the equipment, the new cloth, the new balls, the new smart rack, and the way that Stephen was breaking. I don't think I've ever seen splits like it, to be honest.
No, I mean, there was 3, 4, 5 balls going in. He's had one dry break, and they've had 10 one-frame dishes in the last 10 frames, which is absolutely phenomenal. I think there was 13 out of 17 breaking. It was a phenomenal standard. It really was. And we talk about the quality of the equipment and that. The quality of the players is something to watch out for as well, and it just proves it. That's a qualifying round, and we've seen that standard already. We're in for a treat this week.
I mean, if Stephen puts performances like that, probably on the outer tables for the remaining round, I mean, he's going to be in there, isn't he? In the mix somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. If he's doing it under the camera lights, under the shot clock pressure, the referee pressure, etc., and obviously the people that's watching him at home, he could go far in this competition, and with that he's got a secret weapon. I mean, we always talk about the Welsh boys with this break weapon. They've got some big breakers, and Stephen's up there with one of the best.
And credit to both players for putting on a great show. First match of the tournament. There was no matches on the outer tables. There was straight on. The expectations, the 4-sport coverage, etc. The shot clock, or the new conditions, and both players put on an absolute spectacle.
Yeah, they did, and just a little bit about Jamie. I think he's had like 4 or 5 dry breaks. I think he's missed 1 pot, and he's got beat 3-1. So, but yeah, both the players superb.
And I think a theme that I'm thinking this week is that we are going to see very, very quick matches. You said at the start, we give 3 hours for these matches, but with the conditions, I don't think there's any matches that are going to go 3 hours unless they're going to go to 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, for the 5 sets.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was an hour and 40 minutes for the first match. I mean, we was talking about it, when we was talking about in the pre-talks about some of these matches could be quick, and we've seen it straight away in the very first match. But it was pop, 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 and Scott, the man that was doing the most work in here was the referee, Scott McMillan. We've actually worked his socks off in there.
Yeah, he was getting a bit of a sweat on.
Yeah.
So because of that pretty quick match, we've got a bonus match coming up for you now. It's going to feature one of the new professionals for this coming season, but he's still amateur in this event, Adam Griffiths. He's going to be playing Joel Pickersgill. Watch out for Joel Pickersgill's shoes. I don't know if you've seen them. Have you seen them?
Well, I hope the camera person's ready, because there's no doubt they're going to be shown at some point throughout the day. Are something to be watched. It really is. And if his shoes are as good as his pool playing, then we're in for a treat as well.
Well, absolutely. All I'm going to say is orange. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, we're just going to need 2 or 3 minutes just to change the screens, get the players ready, get the referees ready. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Got to get going, Dave. Do you have to break with me after that? Oh no, this will be fun.
Opposite hands people.
Yeah.
Right, so left-handed.
Are you left-handed?
I can't do it.
You've got to play right-handed.
I'm not Ronnie O'Sullivan.
You've got to play right-handed.
Right, all right then.
Right-handed.
I can't play wrong-handed, mate.
So when you break off, and then you get 30 seconds from the next time you strike the cue ball. Right. It's not a bad break.
I can't play wrong-handed. Told you.
It's all right, you're still in contention. Oh, we'll let him off the push-shot.
Wrong-handed speed, okay.
Is it there? Is it there? Oh. About 10 seconds to go. Probably just about time for one more. Oh, time. Jason Hill, you scored 3.
3? Hey!
It's not the worst. How did that go?
Not the worst.
It's not the worst.
That's all right, that was just a practice run.
Ooh. 15 seconds down, half time gone. To go. Gotta get going, Dave. Time. David Abnall scores 5. So it's a great break.
I don't need to go in order, do I?
No, your time starts when you hit the cue ball now. Oh, this is a solid start. You should play like this all the time. Don't miss it. Oh, I've jinxed it. Oh, maybe time for one more if you're quick. Time. Robert Stephen, you scored 6.
6 points.
Yeah. How did that go?
It's not bad.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Hello. Could be worse. Right, when you strike the cue ball,
ready up.
Your time will start.
Uh-oh.
No pressure, but that's half your time.
Cheers.
Oh, shot. Maybe just one more. Oh, time. Oh, Matt Davis, you scored 6.
6, is that good?
Yeah.
Tidy, that'll do.
I've heard these questions before.
Crikey.
Don't have much to say, to be honest.
What's your biggest strength?
Being able to dig in, I reckon, dig in the later stages of matches.
Depends who you ask. Mental strength.
I never give in. Never give in. Apart from that, outside of pool, I'm the king of talking. I'm better than Gav Robinson. Me and you, money match talking, you've no chance.
I think my mindset, I don't obviously ever think I'm going to lose. I always think I'm going to win, and I play the table now, I don't play the ball, so if they come out for us, I'm always capable of winning, in my opinion. I'm never second favourite in my brain now, so...
Position play. Not very good at potting, so I have to work around it.
What's the weakest part of your game?
Long potting, without doubt.
Long potting, because I'm blind as a bat from distance.
Everything else.
What was your greatest victory?
For me, personally, I'll probably say this African Championships.
What's your favourite book?
Nah, I'm not a reader. Can't read.
Don't read books.
No, don't read books.
I don't read books.
Roy Keane biography, #1. And I don't read many books, but Roy Keane is the man. I love him. He's Brilliant. Sworn again.
Who's the slowest pro?
Brian Clark.
Liam. But it's good to watch. I think it's still good to watch, but yeah.
Kev's not the... I know he's the chairman, but certainly back in the day, he's not fast. And it's hard to judge because a lot of them are a lot of the best players are on the clock now, you know, because they're on the stream and everything.
Toss up between Liam Dunstan and Curtis Lee.
Got to be Curtis Lee. Curtis Lee?
Do you have a pre-game ritual or superstition?
Yeah, I have to have a shower before a game.
No, nervous poo. You can't use that. You can't use that. He's like that.
No, but I am tight. So if I drop a penny, even though I'm in front of a millionaire, I will pick it up.
Who's the most entertaining player?
I like watching McAllister, just because some of the shots that he pulls off, the vision for the shots that not a lot of players would have actually seen in the first place.
Simon Ward. Just you can never predict what he's going to play.
Quite like watching John McAllister. Unbelievable cue action. Can get himself out of trouble. Good to watch.
I like watching Hibbert.
I like watching Gaz Hibbert. He just makes it look so simple and his potting. You know, he just never looks phased.
Who's got the worst hair?
I ain't got any.
Charlie Begley, I reckon. Terrible haircut.
Which pro is the worst dressed?
There's a few candidates for that one. I think Dan Davis got to be up there. He dresses pretty poor.
Oh, it has to be Ben George, fellow Welshie. Went to a nightclub in his IPA top. Yeah.
Craig Marsh, I reckon.
Carl Clark.
Who's the most dramatic?
I'm gonna go with Wade.
Yeah? Throw his toys out the pram.
Yeah. Marshy. When he misses a shot that he's not expected to, yeah.
Gav Robinson. He's probably the most dramatic. Because he can tell you a week later what happened in that match, you know.
Joel Pickersgill, please. Joel Pickersgill.
Oh, there's a nice view of the outer tables here at the Hilton Doubletree in Coventry. Plenty of action underway in the first and second rounds of the 2023 IPA Professional World Championships. And talking of the second round, we are going to jump into a second round match here between Adam Griffiths, a new professional for the 2023 season, and Joel Pickersgill. So we're jumping into this at one set apiece. We're just at the start of the third set. It's Joel to break. Great cue ball coming straight back down the table, and then a terrible cue ball as it kisses off a ball and straight into the centre pocket.
That's unlucky, that is, from Joel. Connected with the pack perfectly, and then to get kicked in off. Really, really unlucky. Good break though, look. Struck him lovely. Got a bit of side on it and then kick into that centre. That's bad luck. Nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, the worst possible result off the break there for Joel Pickersgill. The chance it's left Adam Griffiths is a good one, but I don't know about that first shot, Mark.
No, at least make sure you leave yourself a shot.
Well, I mean, yeah, he has, but
sure this is what he planned.
I couldn't work out what colour set he wanted there, and because I thought if he was playing on reds, he'd have guaranteed that he was on that red in bulk, which he sort of failed to do. And also, he's still got this red on the side that's a bit awkward.
Yeah, I mean,
he's under-hit that by a foot. And this is starting to get really tricky. Gone for the long one, hasn't got it, and leaves Joel the chance to take the first frame in set number 3. Problems for the yellows, just the one really. Just below that right centre pocket.
Extension cool.
And I mean, it's in prime position for a double.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's definitely got a good opportunity at that. Taking his time round here. I mean, uses his extension. A little bit short of pace.
He's okay. I thought he was going to just drift closer to that red, but he does still have the yellow in the centre of the table up to the top right, so that's his saviour there. Now, I'm fairly sure I'm right in saying this is probably Joel's first experience of shot clock on the IPA. I don't think I've seen him on the stream before.
Well, I think he was on the stream last year in the World Championships, and he played the doubles. I'm sure it was on here. I might be wrong.
It's possible in the doubles, yeah.
Possible,
maybe
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Bit tentative, that one from Joel. He almost played that to cover the pocket if it went wrong, and he didn't get that, and he's allowed Adam the chance to cut the red in. Cue ball's taken a couple of nice little nudges, and now Adam has gone heavy favourite for this frame. Just needs to get the cue ball all the way over to the right-hand side of the table. She does with consummate ease. And he's going to take the first frame. Well, I say that. He should still get this, but the cue ball really gripped there. Didn't let it phase him. Strokes in the black. Adam Griffiths leads by 1 frame to 0 in what is essentially now best of 3 sets.
Yeah, it is. It's very evenly poised. Good start there for Adam. Joel just, I mean, you've probably just seen both of these players under hit a positional shot in this opening frame of this set. I've got to say, I'm sure they'll both be settled in now.
Yeah, it's going to... I imagine this table's slightly faster than perhaps the table they were playing on in the outer arena.
Yeah.
The extra heat and the extra... I can't
Enclosure.
imagine there's a huge amount in it.
Yeah.
Talking of new professionals, Adam on the left, and there's another one there, sat just behind our referee for this one, Darren Maven, right in the centre of the arena. Can't see him now, of course.
Yeah.
But there's Liam Roberts.
Liam Roberts, yeah, he was #1 seed for the amateur rankings last season. He's taken his pro spot, accepted the pro status, and yeah, he's you know, when you've won them amateur rankings, you know you've been through a battle or two, and he was definitely one of them players.
Now there are plenty of new professionals for next season, and they are all worth a mention. But for me, if I had to pick out a couple to watch, it would be those two.
Yeah, yeah, you are right. Yep, so anybody wanting to come onto the IPA ranks, you know, try your hand at trying to get a professional status. We give 16 spots each tour, and
each year.
Sorry, yeah, each tour, yeah, yeah, each year.
What
sorry.
a shot that is! Sorry.
And
sorry, Mark. What a shot that was from Adam Griffiths. That's a brilliant safety.
Brilliant touch. So yeah, we have 16 professionals from the amateur ranks, top 16 only. And you'll have a choice whether you want to accept it or not.
Joel Pickersgill gets himself out of that spot of bother, and he's had a touch of fortune as well, because he's made a problem there for Adam.
Let's give him something else to think about. I mean, just looking at what ball he can do to disturb it out. I'm just wondering, is it only these two in the top half of the table? Can he get the angle on?
Yeah, maybe. He's just
Containing
trying to
shot.
cover. Oh, that was close to dropping.
Yeah, I think.
Now then, Joel. I think he's left him a sniff at a long yellow. The left hand of those three are lined up over to the left of the breaking line. I don't think he's got a huge amount of choice, but to go for that and then almost take that on and then reset and have another look at the table. Taking it on, played it off the red, lovely shot.
Yeah, it's always a big pocket. So he's in control now. It's going to be down to him. Still got that tough yellow. I mean, that red being right over that top pocket will make the skill shot easier to play.
Yeah.
So, but still got these other 6 yellows to make sure he pots.
Oh, he cued that lovely.
Yeah.
But he wanted more throw. I don't think the cube will through as much as he expected.
No.
Because I think he was using that to try and get into that yellow on the right-hand side.
But got through it. He really did.
Yeah, almost too well. Well, giving himself a nice angle here. He's got to perhaps dig at the cue ball ever so slightly. But if he can get the cue ball running parallel across the table, almost across the black spot and into the red and yellow, then this could work out for Joel yet. There you go, straight across the black spot.
Oh, unlucky.
Desperately unlucky.
Still got a shot to the top left. I don't think he can cut this one back. I think it's just too far. It's gone too far over.
Went for the big shot and missed it by a distance, I'm afraid, did Joel Pickersgill. Nearly lost the frame in that one shot. The black came perilously close to dropping. Kept itself just about clinging on by the fingertips to that top right corner pocket. So one free shot and one visit for Adam Griffiths to work his way around this table. Just the one thing to think about, really, the red on the bottom rail. He's got a big margin for error, but probably wants to finish low on that, which will be his last red. Doesn't want to risk bringing that yellow into play and covering it. So he should just be able to drift this one through. And finishing anywhere close to the cushion would be perfect. wide, but it's worked out okay. That yellow sat right on that red, but he's still going to hit the red first if he gets the potting angle. And a black over the hole for a 2-0 lead. Good start to the third set for Adam Griffiths. Joel Pickersgill would be disappointed, Mark. He's had his chances, a little bit of bad luck and a little bit of bad play, I think. A bit of both from Joel.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what's happened, and that's a bit of a story of this opening couple of frames here. Just went out of position, not played the right shot, whichever one it is, and yeah, now he's up against it in this third set. He's not out of it yet, though. Just got to sit patiently. You feel like he's going to get a chance or two. So this is the second season in a row that Adam Griffiths has finished in the top 16 of the amateur ranks, and this time he felt like it was his time to accept it. And now he's in the pro ranks, which will start at the end of March for him in Newcastle. Good break. Better than his first one anyway, because he was in off last time.
That's a peach. I mean, in fairness, he got kicked in off. The first break was actually very good.
But better outcome.
But that is, yeah, similar result. Straight down the ball. Look at this. Straight down the line. Didn't catch it absolutely perfectly, but if you get the cue ball back to the bottom rail rather than the side rail, then I consider that success in that particular kind of break.
Yep.
Really nice table to come to. Yellows, I would say, are the slight favourites. There's a more natural pattern here. Slightly surprised he took that one first. I know it was a more difficult shot, but I think I'd have been taking the one in bulk.
Yeah, I think he's just tried to make sure he's on it, isn't he? So now he's chasing a bit, possibly.
Yeah, for me, that I think you're absolutely right. I think it was in his head. It was sort of about guaranteeing the colour and guaranteeing you're still at the table. But I think it's made the finish quite a lot more difficult. That's a nice recovery. Nice little drag shot there. Holds the cue ball nicely, and now he can drop onto the yellow to the left centre, which is probably the toughest one.
It is, but and then he's not going to leave himself an angle to get back to the top of the table, so...
No, I mean, yeah, he needs to get right in behind this for me so that he's able to screw back. That's...
Is he on it? That's the question. Is he on either of them?
I think he's onto the centre.
Looks like he's on that one.
Yeah.
Not the one he wanted to be on. I think he played for the one in the left centre. Don't get me wrong, I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh, that clock's ticking down. He's using his extension. So he is under a bit of shot clock pressure. Needs to leave an angle, don't want to be straight.
That's actually a brilliant shot.
Played it to a lovely pace.
Yeah, superb, because he's got an option now. He needs to almost go up on the short side of that yellow, if you like, and try and play on it into the right centre. Delicate shot this, but he's got the perfect angle. Little stun. Oh, he's gone up the other side.
Feel
Needs
like
to run.
Got into that a bit more than he wanted, but he's left himself a shot.
It's a double.
Got to hit these at a good pace so they don't skid or come off thick.
Yeah, and he's queuing over the black a little bit. This will be a terrific shot if he makes this.
Just concentrate on the double, Joel Pickersgill.
And it is a terrific shot. That's beautiful. The pace he's played that at. Fabulous.
Fabulous double. Under pressure, 2-0 down, remember, in this set. This black. Can he finish this off and get his first frame on the board in this set? He hasn't, though. He's Mr. Black. And wow. just when we thought he'd done the hard work. Yeah, that's the story of this set. He has struggled through. And Adam Griffiths just piles on the pressure by snookering him behind the red. I don't think there's a one cushion escape here. There probably is with side. Oh.
I think it's smash time for me. Just try and get it
so,
moving.
So hard to judge.
Nothing you can do here. Just try and make contact. Good contact.
Try to play it with. Oh.
It's a good effort. That's mighty close.
Only just missed that.
Missed that by a cigarette paper.
This looks like another frame that's got away from him. Can't see Adam making a mistake here. Like he's just going to obviously knock the red off, try and knock the black off as well. Just knock the black off, fine.
Yeah, just
fine.
leave yourself on the
Yeah,
red.
didn't have to do anything with either.
Keep it simple.
That is it. Just drop this in, and now they're all there for the taking. Very simple finish here for Adam Griffiths. And there you see it, a 3-0 lead in this third set. And definitely 2 or 3 errors now in this set from Joel. He's gifted Adam these frames.
Yeah, that's going to be disappointing for Joel because I think in his mind, and I think in mine, he probably should be 3-0 up in this set. Certainly 2-1. I think one of those finishes was very tricky and understandable, but that one will hurt. As we said in the previous match, the beauty of the set format is that you can go straight back in. And if Adam takes one of the next 4 frames, Joel can reset. He can go, well, 0-0, start again.
That's it, yeah, exactly right. And you've got to have that mindset. It's a big change to what they're normally used to, but cue ball in off. That's giving Joel another chance here in this set.
Yep. Jim. Darren Maidman, our referee, just needs to clear those balls out of the pocket. Stopped each other. Time for Joel Pickersgill to have a good look at this table. He's going to study this for a little while, I think. He's got a free shot to open things up the way he would like, and then he can go for it. Now, there's that cluster in the bottom half of the table. He'll be looking to develop all of these. That's a peach. That's a lovely little shot.
Yeah, it is. Probably the best shot he's played so far in this set.
That or the double. Give you that.
Yeah, yeah. Just when you get them shots, so you've got to finish a frame off.
Yeah,
you have to. And just like now, he's played this good shot. He must finish this frame off. And no doubt he's feeling a bit of pressure. 3-0 down in this set, but he's just got to, release that arm now.
Fraction more pace than you'd have liked on that one. You mentioned his shoes earlier there, Mark, but they sort of blend into the carpet.
Yeah, they did. I thought he was just walking around in socks.
Yeah, he's got camo on.
Sure, we'll look at them shoes very soon. Let's try and get him a frame on the board first. A bit out of position again, but he's back in prime position now.
Yeah, that's nice.
Should be okay from here.
I liked his previous shot. He did the hard work. He went, I'm going to get up table, clear those 2, then come back. And he overhit it by maybe an inch, but he was still good enough.
Slow down. That's fine.
That's spot on. Just the last positional shot here might be worth taking an extra few seconds of care and attention over, because the black is blocked to the top right and the right centre. probably going to want to play in the same pocket as the last red. Could go to the opposite corner. Whatever he does, he's got to commit to the shot. Doesn't want to be leaving this one short.
Left himself a shot.
Yeah, done the important part, left himself a shot. He's overdone that a bit.
Just wondering how much that black in the previous frame is going to play a part. Just got to cue this through. Timing and everything, and it has played a part. It just never felt comfortable for him, did we?
No. No, I would say I was sort of willing that one in. Not quite over yet, this frame though. Black's gone close to the cushion, those two yellows. Down table.
It's
Does
okay.
one of them go? The middle one does. The middle one of the three.
Yeah, I don't think the top one does.
No, I don't.
I think it's
the middle
just
one
this
does,
one.
and you'd have to be unlucky for this cannon to come out badly.
Oh, it nearly did come out badly with that double kiss or whatever it was.
Yeah, it did.
It was up there, but it's come out perfect. And Joel is going to be kicking himself. But like you've said, Dan, he's just got to brush himself down, thinking it's 0-0.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd get that black because it would have given him... I think there might be a little bit of a mental block about getting the frame on the stream table as well, perhaps, for Joel. Whereas Adam, you know, even if he was there in the doubles, it's not the same.
No.
Whereas Adam has got a bit of experience on this stage, not necessarily at the World Championships, but was it 2 amateur finals he's made in the last couple of years?
Yes, he has, yeah. So yeah, he's been under that shot clock pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, he seems to be more, you know, most settled out of the two players. And 4-0 in that set tells you that story. So, Joel, he's had chances there, but brush yourself down, forget it, it's gone. It's only one set. It's not 4-0, it's one set.
Well, that's exactly it. And the thing is, Joel could have played his heart out in that set and lost 4-3. It would still be the same.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty. Griffiths there, just having a little natter while we wait for Joel to come back to the arena.
Let's have a little chat with his corner.
Let's have a little look at the current scores, Mark. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Let's see how we
There's
get
plenty of games going off. There's not been too many finished. There's a few.
There certainly are. Yeah, we've got 7 games currently going on. Niven Adams of Scotland currently 3-2 down in the 3rd set to Adam Stevens, and that's 1 set apiece. So there's plenty of life left in that game yet. Nicky Griffiths, the returning Welshman, 2 sets to the good up and 2 all in sets against Darren Pateman. Jordan Parkinson is safely through to the 3rd round. A demolition of Scott Yardley, 4-1, 4-0, 4-1. That's quite some scoreline. Tony Pitts 2-1 up in sets and 1-0 up in frames against Vinnie Loudon. Chris Hinchcliffe leads the 3rd set by 3 frames to 2. Actually, as I say that, he wins the 3rd set against Minesh Kasranji, but Minesh is 2 sets to 1 up still. Sean Hackett's World Championship campaign is over. A 4-3, 4-1, 4-3 loss to Lee Boggy. 2 more games for you. One of them is this one, so no need to tell you the score from this. Mark White leads by 2 sets to 1 against Ashit Natwani, and that is 1-1 in the 4th set.
Right, here we go then. Set 4, A good break there from Adam, but has he got a ball? He hasn't. Joel, this is a chance, but look where it's fell, that cue ball. It looks horrible, but a dry break gives him a chance here, but I just feel like he needs to play a containing shot, and it needs to be a good one.
Tough to see a good one as well. I mean, could he nudge into the yellow and leave him touching the other yellow? That's risky because you might leave a red open. A little bit wild there from Joel, but I think the beauty of that was he's gone for something slightly ambitious. Whether it was a plant in the middle, I'm not quite sure. But the beauty was, whatever happened there, he was still going to leave a messy table. These, for me, Mark, are the sort of tables where sometimes it's best to go second.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Just opening for your opponent. Wow. A bit wild. I think he wanted to clatter into a cluster of balls somewhere, but just glide straight past him and rattled off the jaws and went in the opposite corner.
That was yeah, that was an interesting one. But now Joel has a free shot to sort out the mess. It's still an open table because Adam potted in that shot, but it was a foul. So, has Joel sorted out the mess? He has arguably made a bigger one, I would say. That's not gone great, has it?
No.
It's,
I mean, he has been playing them shots up pretty good. And
yeah.
Now, but that one has gone wrong.
I mean, to be fair, the last one that he played superbly was quite a lot easier to work out than that. That is just a big cluster of balls. But he hasn't left himself much of a shot, which will frustrate him. Got this long red. That's nice. There's an angle here, potentially. The red in the right centre. I think he's got quite a nice angle to top through into the pack. But whether it would actually come out well or not is another story. I think he's going to have a go at it. Let's play this with some pace. Nope, just going to bide his time. Good shot that. Probably would like to be a few inches further away from the cushion. He's got quite a nice angle to attack, but being that close to the cushion, I don't think he can get to the right spot on the cue ball. Maybe quite a bit of left-hand side will throw the cue ball into that area.
He's just played it a controlled way. No,
I don't like this because now it is purely relying on luck. Had he gone into the pack a bit earlier, it may not have come out well, but at least he'd have had other options. If this shot doesn't go well, he's toast.
And he can't play this at a controlled pace. This just needs to be quite full-blooded. And he's full-blooded as his shoes. Oh, it's not gone wrong. It has gone horribly wrong.
Yep.
Horribly wrong. It's going to be a task in itself trying to hit the red.
Yeah, I think he's all right. There's a window between the yellows.
Oh, okay.
So I think he can get to the spot he needs to on that side cushion quite easily. And he might get lucky. It might come off the yellow and go in. It might.
That clock ticking down.
Oh, foul or no foul?
I think he just played that just in time.
I didn't mean the time foul, to be fair. Did he hit the red
I
first?
thought he hit the red
I
first.
think he did.
Yeah, I think he did, yeah.
But it was mighty tight. I'm not sure it's going to make a huge amount of difference, to be honest.
Because what he has done is opened all the yellows up.
Oh, Adam Griffiths, what have you done there?
Careless. Best way of explaining that one. He's had a
He
little
can't
laugh to
believe
himself.
it. I can't believe it.
That flew in there, didn't it? It absolutely flew down there.
I'm surprised he wasn't just going for the finish, to be honest. But I thought, well, fair enough, play the percentages. But yeah, that's... If there's a prize available for the worst unforced error of the Worlds, I think that might take it.
Yeah, then will it get beat? Probably
We're
not.
only on day one. So
Yeah.
but that is up there, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, glad Adam saw the funny side of that. Either way, Joel needs to get his first frame on the board here.
Yeah, this is big. This isn't the perfect angle on this red either. I think if he screws it, he's going close to the back. Oh, he's played that a dream.
Nice.
Played that a dream. That's a lovely, lovely shot for Joel Pickersgill.
We're going to be critical. Overdone it by 2 inch, but
that's mean. That's not just critical. That's horrible.
But come on then, Joel. Let's get your frame on the board.
Keep the cue ball out of that corner pocket as well. Yeah, lovely.
Yes. Yes.
Well done, Joel Pickersgill. That will hopefully fill him with a bit of confidence. Adam Griffiths hands him a frame. But Joel might feel that's slightly deserved. I think he's had a couple of poor touches that didn't go his way, so I think that's a touch that's gone his way. A scrappy frame to start off the 4th set, but nevertheless, Joel Pickersgill, who trails by 2 sets to 1, leads in this one by 1 set to 0.
Yeah, careless error there from Adam. Should have been. Should have put Joel in heaps of trouble.
It was a dreadful shot.
It was, yeah. Careless. Anyway, here we are.
One for the blooper reel from Adam Griffiths, but I mean, we've seen how good he really is. Everyone has those moments every now and then. Joel in the official IPA World Championship shirt for 2023. Oh no, he's been kicked in off again, and that is... He's got the cue ball going close to the pocket, so you can make an argument about how unlucky it is, but yeah, for me that's harsh. What do you reckon, Mark?
Yeah, there's been a couple of times that has happened, didn't there? So, oh. When you go that close to that corner pocket, though, there's always a chance of getting kicked in.
You're sort of asking for trouble, aren't you?
Yeah.
But it was far enough away that it was a bit unlucky. It wasn't hanging over the pocket. Adam immediately has solved, I'm going to say 95% of his problems, maybe even 99, but that cluster of reds does just need a bit of care. I think the only one that goes at the moment is the one that's closest to the right-hand side. So if you're starting to play plants and cannons around that area, you don't want to stick 2 balls together. And it's not like there's any other options. It's not like you can play for one of the other reds because they're all there.
Yeah, they are, but he's going to have to cannon into balls, and the cannons have got to be played very well to make sure he's on his next ball. And I'm not sure. I can see an out here. I can't. So much. See, we're nudging things closer to that side, and this is getting harder now. He's got to come out with a very nice shot into the left centre now. Miss that ball that's on the top cushion. Come round it if he can. Don't know. It doesn't look like he's got an angle.
Is this a skill shot? I think it might be.
Well, this is what he probably needed to play.
Oh, that was so close. I mean, he caught that a millimetre off straight. You could just see it kick out the red.
But that's all them skill shots needs. You know, you're a millimetre out and all of a sudden you've missed the jaw by, God, an inch or two. What's happened there? I think what's happened is Joel's picked the cue ball up.
Oh no!
And of course, in Blackball, you have to ask the referee to pick it up, and or you have to ask your opponent, depending if there is a referee.
I think you might be right. That was where
I think that's what's happened.
Head went as well. That's careless, but a little unfortunate.
But all the rules, unfortunately, rules are rules.
Well, Adam's underdone this in a big way. He's just about giving himself a favourite pocket. It's going to go down to the bottom left, but it's thinner than he'd wanted.
Yeah, I think that frame is going to hurt.
Big time that will hurt Joel Pickersgill.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to understand what happened there, but I'm pretty sure that's what did happen. I didn't just catch the end of it.
Because Adam made a big error for me in that frame by going early, but leaving all those reds together.
Yeah. I just couldn't see the out there from them reds. I really couldn't, but I think he was just forced into it in the end.
Yeah. Let's have a foul. Oh, yeah, there it is. Joel picked up the cue ball.
Yeah.
Referee Darren Maidment immediately called the foul.
Live and learn, don't we?
Yeah.
We all do. It still went straight forward from there, but you know, there's a chance to get in control of that frame. Especially when he took the opening frame in this set, he had a chance of getting control in the second frame in it, and instead now it's 1-1. And Adam Griffiths is 3 frames away from getting into the next round. And when he's breaking like that, balls are dropping in anywhere.
Yeah, it's a nice break.
It's not bad at all.
No, the yellows are lovely.
Yeah, and can open up his problem yellow, if you want to call it a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it. Are you talking about the one next to the red, next to the left?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that goes anyway.
Yeah. Maybe he don't need to open up then. Maybe he don't. You know, he won't.
I don't think he needs to. But
it depends how much he can pot into there. We'll find out now. Yeah, he don't need to. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Dan. I think it just pop. I mean, if it doesn't, then you'd expect him to have done that.
He'd love it if the yellow, sort of nearest the right side cushion, went past the one near the pocket. If it does, I think that makes the finish a little easier. I don't think it did, because I think if it did, he'd have taken that then. What he's trying to do here, I think, is just get round this finish without taking the yellow to the right centre, because it's so perfect to get on the black. You wouldn't necessarily want to get onto the black from any of the others, but
how is that dropped? Wow.
I looked away because I thought he'd missed.
Pace only is
Pace
the reason
probably
that's
the
dropped.
side that he put on it.
Yeah, probably just could pulled it in a bit. Wow, I thought he'd missed it when he hit it.
Yeah, me too. That was a generous pocket, and that is a bad shot.
Just got into that a little bit more than he wanted.
Can he still pot this?
I don't think he can get on the one on the left hand.
No
middle.
chance. No, he's snookered on that. So
and is this too thin of a clip?
I think it is. I don't think that's potable.
Well,
I think if it is, it's the cue ball's flying around the table, and
yeah.
no one knows where it's going to end up. 2 or 3 times now from Adam. Really careless shots. And that is a foul. And Joel Pickersgill definitely won't be picking up the cue ball now. I'll tell you that for nothing. There it is.
There's your white, Joel.
You can see the funny side. That's nice.
Yeah, it was.
That's nice. That's a nice moment.
Yeah.
Because I did feel for Joel in that last frame, but
yeah,
he's got the chance to atone for it. He can get back to 2-1 up.
It's what you call schoolboy errors.
Yeah,
that was. Yeah, I think everyone at the table side there, they all had a bit of a laugh and a joke about that one. Even Adam, he had a bit of a chuckle to himself where Joel said, "Please, can I have the
Please,
white
sir,
ball?
can I have
please,
some more?"
Please, please. And there you go. So Joel just needs to get that to the back of his mind now. Get back down to
business.
Potting these reds.
Yeah, and I think he will. I think that moment is gone for him, to be honest. It certainly will be if he can take these out. That'll make him feel a lot better.
Sometimes them little things that happen, they can settle you even more, and I don't know, make you a bit more determined because you're gutted with yourself, aren't you? You go back to your seat, give yourself a kick in, don't you? And you come back and you're a different player, and hopefully we're going to see Joel just clear these up, take the lead in this set for the second time.
Oh, Joel.
Wow.
Oh, is he? Can he cut this in?
I don't think so. He's directly above it.
That's full on just nerves. That's when you can't feel your arm anymore and you just throw at it. I think he can still cut it, but where the cue ball's going to end up, I don't know. He might choose to go cushion first, try and pot it, leave a long black.
He might as well, but he's not under any pressure here because the 2 yellows are horrible. Just make sure you hit this, Joel. Make sure you hit it.
Gone for it. Hasn't got it.
It's okay. But
it leaves it. It's still. This is a chance for Adam. It's a tough one, but
cross double only, I think.
It's the cross double. You could try and drop that yellow into the left centre. That's not
impossible.
It's not beyond the realm of possibility. I do agree it's tough.
I think this is a shot. You've got more chance of getting on your last yellow with this.
Great shot.
Yeah, it is.
Shot that is.
I think he's got to play this as a big pocket, Dan. He's got to come off the cushion.
Off the cushion, off the red.
Oh, he's played it absolutely perfection in the centre. Didn't even look like he had all the pocket there. We've seen some fantastic shots like that. That was another one. And Adam punishes Joel again.
Leads in the 4th set by 2 frames to 1. Not his finest hour so far for either of these two, actually.
No, and he's just looking down there, and he's
they're both better than this, but I think Joel will obviously be the more disappointed. But he's still in the game. He's still only 3 frames away from taking it to a final set. And I think if you asked anyone in the room if they were capable of winning 3 frames in a row, they'd say yes. So, you know, anything can happen yet. A big break for Joel Pickersgill in the next frame, though, would do him the world of good.
First things first, Joel. Keep the cue ball on the table. Power. It's got a ball. Cue ball's still there.
Yeah, timed it nicely. Tough to see where he goes from here.
Potting.
Take another look at this break.
Yeah, potting decisions. I think he's only got the yellow on.
No, I mean the red is closest
yes,
to.
there, yeah, that's fine.
The red next to the black is making me not fancy reds. That's an awkward ball. And I think that's one reason why he's electing yellows, but then the yellows aren't that nice either. Oh. Well, he was trying to pinch the pocket there to hold for the other yellow in baulk. He didn't want to have to come back to that later in the clearance, and you can see why. It's very awkward. But I think he just tried to do a bit too much with that shot.
Yeah, just tried to pinch the pocket and play it at dead weight. And now, Adam, have a good chance.
Now that's interesting. Adam's left himself this yellow and he's going to nudge the other one out. There's no guarantee he ends up on anything here. It's worked out well. Nice little double kiss has helped Adam Griffiths' cause massively, because that wasn't guaranteed, that shot. There's another good positional shot needed here as well. The yellow to the left of the black. Is he just going to drop that in the centre? He is, yeah. Yeah, he's on that perfectly. It's not as acute as it looked from the overhead camera. Oh, but he did catch the near jaw.
Yeah, he did. But it's okay. And now it's looking like he's going to go one frame away. This black into left centre. Set the 3-1 lead. Slams it in.
Yeah. Good finish from Adam Griffiths. The writing is not yet on the wall for Joel Pickersgill. But the paint can's certainly out, isn't it? It's going to be on the wall soon, unless... I think Joel needs a bit of a miracle from here now, to be honest.
Yeah, things have just got on top of him, really. And,
just looks devoid of confidence.
Yeah.
I think, you know, those early chances can make or break you. And I think, unfortunately for him, they've broken him in this one. Adam Griffiths then breaking for the match. You can see he's breaking for the match. He's absolutely crunched them.
Well, the yellows are in the open.
Yeah, he'd like a nicer starter, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
I'd quite like a starter and a main and probably a dessert. Don't know about you.
You thinking about clocking off already?
Too right.
Tried the double.
Pulls it off.
He's just slamming everything in now.
That's a peach. Yeah, this is a bit of a victory lap, I think, for Adam. That shot should have confirmed the win.
Oh, just slamming them in out there over the pocket. And I think these are the final shots now of this match. Dot to dot from here. Centre, centre, bottom left-hand corner. And that should be it. Ooh, it's a bit more of an angle than I wanted. Slid off that side cushion.
Yeah, do you drop?
Shouldn't be a problem. On and off the top cushion, surely. Check it back.
Doesn't want to flick. Whoa.
Unless it's a flick.
Just thin
like
enough.
That.
Yeah.
Cannon into this red should be okay. He is.
There it is. Adam Griffiths beats Joel Pickersgill by 3-1. A good effort from both players. Joel will be disappointed, had his chances. Adam, in the end, his class was starting to show through by the end of the match, Mark, but it wasn't vintage from either player.
No, it wasn't vintage from either player. Got a bit scrappy, etc. But we know that both of these players, they do play some really good stuff, and no doubt we'll see him back on there. But just shows a good sportsmanship there of Joel. That he'll be a little bit gutted, etc. But just shows that the true gentleman he is.
Yeah. Well, Joel Pickersgill will lick his wounds. He won't be back in the Open event, of course, but I'm sure he's involved in, at the very least, the doubles. And
yeah,
probably
he's
a couple
in the
of
mixed
other
doubles
events.
as well. And and no doubt we're going to see him playing on them fronts as well.
Well, excellent. We'll look forward to him later in the week. And for now, we'll hand over to Kev Barton, who's with your winner, Adam Griffiths.
Thanks, guys, and I'm here with Adam. Adam, what was your experience like in the arena, in the cauldron?
Well, I didn't settle very well there, to be honest, Kev, but got the job done in the end, so happy overall.
So you started on the outer tables, and then you had to come on after a couple of sets into the arena. How was it difficult to adjust?
Yeah, it was, yeah. The stream table was a lot quicker, more responsive, so I was overrunning stuff or under-hitting it, but obviously adapted in the end.
Yeah, you seem to be getting into your stride there at the back end of the match as you got used to the conditions.
I felt a bit more confident then in the end, but, a bit more comfortable, so hopefully you can carry it on.
Yeah. And just a word on Joel's shoes. They didn't put you off at all, the glare from the orange shoes?
No, not quite. No.
Can you see yourself buying a pair? Any thoughts on that one?
Not for me then. No chance.
So expectations and thoughts coming into the event. Obviously, you've had a good season last season on the tour. After this event, you're going to take up your pro ticket. Do you feel more pressure, more expectation?
Yeah, I mean, if I can get on the stream table more and more comfortable, hopefully I can take a few scalps, and see where it goes next season.
And this event, it's the only event where we play the sets format. So how do you find the sets? It's something that you like? Do you feel the brutality of it?
Yeah, I do like the sets, to be honest. If you have a bad start, you can always come back, vice versa. So, yeah, I do like the format.
So thoughts now for the rest of the event?
Just hope to break well, give myself a few chances, and that's it.
Is the break something that you've been working on off-season, or do you just, see what happens when you turn up?
To be honest, I always break from the front. I'm not comfortable with the cut break, so I just keep with it, whether I'm going in off or breaking well. I never change it.
Yeah, and
maybe it's something I should look at really. But
did you feel the break was going for you there? Were you happy with it, or did you just
not
like a bit more success rate?
Oh, no, I don't think it went very well, did it? Towards the end, it was okay, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A couple of good breaks. So.
And have you entered any of the other events, or are you just focusing on the main event?
I'm in the doubles with Wayne Fryer. So
steady partner then.
On Thursday, so something to look forward to.
Yeah. Because I guess you're conscious of not overcommitting to too many events, because this is what everybody wants to win, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah, mate. Yeah, it's draining as well, isn't it?
Yeah. So is it a test of stamina as well as skill, isn't it, over the week?
It is, yeah.
Okay, well, Adam, well played. Hopefully
Thanks,
we'll
Kev.
see you later on in the tournament.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot. Cheers. Mark will just come in and seamlessly take his seat. Good performance there from Adam in the end. Difficult starting on the outer tables, then having to be moved onto the main arena table.
Yeah, it is, because obviously it's a different environment for both of them. Adam probably a bit more used to it than what Joel was. Which we probably saw in some of the things that happened in that match. But yeah, Adam looked really good towards the end. I mentioned him at the start when we started off in the arena talking about possible outsiders, and Adam would be one of them players that could, you never know, if he goes on a good run, he could be possibly there at the end.
And just a word about Joel, just a couple of times when he looked like he was getting back into the match, either careless error or where he picked the white up after the foul.
Yeah, it's a bit of a schoolboy error, unfortunately. Everyone lives and learns, and that might be just the pressure of the arena table, and he'll kick himself. He had a bit of a joke about it at the end of it. But yeah, there was too many unforced errors in that match from Joel, and he's definitely had chances, and he could have easily gone to a deciding set with the chances that he had.
So the first 2 matches are done. They're in the history books. We've seen some fantastic play from all 4 players, and it just sets us up nicely now as we move into the evening session.
Yeah, and really looking forward to that. There's some really great players still in this tournament, in these qualifying rounds. I mean, may I just add, we're in the round 2 of qualifying now, aren't we? So, but yeah, some great players coming up.
And we've got a great match coming up at 6 o'clock, the first match on tonight's evening session, featuring Matt Steeper. And we all know Matt's quality, and he's playing a former professional in Nicky Ellis, so that is certainly one not to be missed.
Yeah, just about to add on to that, you know, Nicky Ellis, a former professional player, he had 1 year at it, just didn't really click, and he didn't really get the results that he wanted. Decided to stepped away for probably 2-3 years now, but he's back now, and no doubt he could, you just never know, click a performance. But we know Matt Steeper, he's won a tournament, he's won an amateur tournament, he's won the tour. And yes, he's not taken the professional status. He got in the top 16, decided not to take it, but it just proves how much of a consistent player he is. It's going to be some battle, them two.
Yeah, it should be a good match. So that is coming up. So we're going to take a short break now. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage so far today. It's been absolutely stellar performance from all the players, and there's going to be more of it at 6 o'clock. So we'll see you then.
Oh, you're gonna give us a clue what these questions are going to be.
Right.
One hand behind your back, isn't it? Like family fortunes.
See if your brains are as good as your cue arms.
I hope it's better. That doesn't bode well.
Question 1. How many sides does a decagon have?
10.
Dan Wiley. 10. What is the most popular flavour of crisp in the UK? Andrew McKee.
Cheese and onion.
Incorrect. Dan to steal?
Salt and vinegar.
Incorrect. Ready salted.
Asking the wrong people.
Question 3.
I only eat salad.
Who was the IPA World Champion in 2016?
Gareth Hibbett.
Correct. Spell rhythm. Andrew McKee on the buzzer first.
R-Y-T-H.
Incorrect. Dan?
R-H-Y-T-H-M.
Correct. Dan's smashing it here.
Changed it.
Can we get this?
Changed it. What 2 drinks make up a screwdriver?
Is it vodka and fresh orange?
Vodka and what?
Fresh orange.
Fresh orange?
Orange.
Orange. You didn't have to say fresh. Vodka and orange.
We're posh in Scotland, we have it fresh.
Do many oranges grow?
As many screwdrivers grow.
Correct. In which city would you visit the Louvre?
Paris.
Correct. Point back. Come on, comeback starts here. According to your fellow professionals, which professional has the worst break?
Mark Farnsworth.
Correct. Which 2 players shared the recent Premier League Golden Boot?
Mo Salah and that wee son for Tottenham.
Correct.
I'm thinking of Poole.
I did say Premier League.
I was going to say Boyle and Dunster.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What does NFT stand for? 5, 4, 3, 2.
New for taxis.
Incorrect. Andrew?
No, I don't.
No, has it gone?
Yeah.
It's something to do with that money thing, I don't know.
It's a non-fungible token.
Token, that's it.
Cockshot and beaver are terms used in which game? I'll give you a hint, it's a board game.
Tiddlywinks.
Incorrect. Final chance to steal a point back.
Scrabble.
No, it's backgammon.
No.
I think Dan Wiley is comfortably the winner of that one.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Dan.
Well done, Dan. Well done.
Thank you very much, chap.